Okay, so we are back again. This is actually the second time we introduce ourselves because we have some technical errors. Welcome back to the third round of my Gamers League's Hearthstone tournament. I am Silas Win, and together with me I have Nick as last Monday.
So, very nice to see you again here because, as we said before, the stream went down. Um, you missed a week, but we had really great games this week. As you told us before, you were watching from your mobile. And last week we had SK Gaming, and they got absolutely, beaten because I didn't expect that score. So today we're going to have another one of these matches where it's going to be mYinsanity versus Hard2Kill Gaming. And mYinsanity actually has. Let's talk a bit about the teams and how they did because we have, sometimes sometime in a hand. So mYinsanity came off a whooping 10 games to 2 games against Luminosity Gaming, and that was insane. That was really insane because it's the most, it's the only double-digit score that we have ever seen here. And H2K Gaming, though, let me see, lost in the week before. So these teams, how do you see these teams? Like,
Well, first I'm like, okay, I don't know that much about mYinsanity, and I know H2K has really good players. So first I was like, yeah, I would give H2K to be the upper hand here. But if you look at the standings right now, mYinsanity has 1 win and 1 loss, and H2K only have 1 draw and 1 loss. That's pretty interesting. We have 3 draws already, and no team after 2 rounds have 2 wins. So we have 3 teams on 3 points right now.
mhm.
So we have no team that has 2 wins. That's
I,
pretty sick after 2 rounds.
I mean, it goes to show that these kind of tournaments are actually very difficult because the teams are evenly matched. So it's very hard to always win your games, always do well because there's RNG involved. It's a card game. Your opponent's not obviously going to let you win. So yeah, and it goes to show that it's going to be a very hard and long tournament. And whoever becomes the champion actually deserves to be because it's going to be very hard. So do you want to talk about the players a little bit? Like as you said before, H2K Gaming has a lot of good players. Tell us a few things about them. Like, what do you know?
Okay. I wish I could talk about mYinsanity, as I said, but I really can't. But
No,
so
H2K. H2K.
H2K Gaming, we have 2 Danish people, it's Indren and Crane, 2 players that are well known in this community. Crane was in Via Game House Cup 3. Indren was in Kato. Okay, I never know how to.
Katowice.
Katowice. I never know how to pronounce that. And
I'm thinking it's correct to pronounce it like that.
I thought that I said Katowice. I don't know. Whatever. Indran has been playing in Via Game House Cup as well. These 2 are known players, and they're also playing with Sorrel, that is a UK player, one of the best players in UK. I'm not 100% sure about this player either, but he's like all of these players we are going to watch this tournament is like always legends, high tier legends.
Yeah, of course. Very good tournament players. Like I first came to know H2K Gaming and Hearthstone from the tournaments that my team used to host. And we had Indian there, and it was actually very impressive to watch him play and make all these decisions that he made. So I'm expecting really good stuff from them. Following that, we have mYinsanity. So I'm gonna talk about the players that I know. So mYinsanity lineups is gonna be Fake, Mirari, and Aless. I had the pleasure of meeting Aless in person in the previous year's DreamHack Bucharest. So I was very impressed. Like he used to play Yu-Gi-Oh as well, and so he has a card gaming background, and he's a very good player. He he's the kind of guy who, wants to win, is looking for his major win in order to break into the scene. Very good player. Fake, I know, because I don't know Miraya. I've heard the name. I'm not familiar with him, unfortunately. And I know Fake because he had beaten Kerst, one of Razor's Edge Gaming player, back in the day when qualifiers used to be, there used to be few qualifiers here and there, and it was actually really hard to get yourself to be known. Like there was
Yeah.
nothing as the Gamers League or this sort of team tournaments.
Yeah, now we have like qualifiers, a lot of qualifiers every
Yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah.
Hearthstone is growing, like, and the qualifiers are growing with it. It's less invitationals now and a lot more qualifications. One point we might add as well is that we changed the game format here. Before they were allowed to have multiple decks prepared for the same class then. Now they have to delete 4 decks, so they can only have 5 decks prepared with different classes, and they are picking 5 each, and then they are banning 1. So that's new for this round and will be the whole league as all players agree to this, or teams we would maybe say.
Yeah, yeah,
This time.
and of course it's very nice because this is something that the organization decided based on what the players based on the players' feedback. So it's very good when whatever you have to say as a player, the organizer listens to it. Like these things happened because all the players felt that this would make the tournament more competitive, and I can tell you from experience that whenever the tournament organization listens to whatever you have to say, then it's a good tournament, and there's a bright future to it. So that will make things more competitive and more difficult because you have to think a lot about how you make your decks. Like you cannot have a deck with say double BGH and another deck with double of another tech card like Ooze or House and Jones. So that being said, let's talk about the decks a little bit.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, we
okay.
have got information about H2K's decks here, or picks of heroes, but we haven't got from mYinsanity yet. So, but if I read this correctly, it will be Crane versus Fake in the first game. And
Mm-hmm.
Crane has Warrior, Warlock, Rogue Hunter. I can't see the ban. We haven't seen that. So, well, it means he didn't ban the Warrior, obviously, since he's playing it. So, we will see a Warrior. That's I thought that it would be like last week, like a lot of mages and ban with the warrior, but we will see.
It's like every time we see somebody not banning a warrior, usually it's patron. Like this is why you ban it, not because of the control warrior. And usually, it's the same thing as with Hunter. Like if your opponent before the dawn of the Patron Warrior, if your opponent had a Hunter in his lineup, and you had to ban Hunter because usually, yes, you may have some decks that counter Hunter, but they're not always gonna work, and the same applies to Patron Warrior. And also we see Warlock, Rogue, and Hunter in Crane's. Those are the 4 classes that Crane is gonna play. What do you think of the Rogue
Well,
lineup?
I was just going to say that I have 3 classes with weapons in it. So if he's facing someone that really likes Harrison Jones and uses and stuff, um,
Yeah.
and what I think about Rogue, well, I'm not pretty sure right now. Well, Miracle Rogue can always win. I mean, like Rogue is very strong versus Druid, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and the aggro paladin that we have been seeing
Yeah.
being used. Rogue is pretty good versus that as well, since he has a lot of. Oh, he can just the paladin just runs out of steam, and it kind of forces the paladin to get the good draws and get a very good divine favor, so he can build up a board again. But
Mm-hmm.
I played a lot of Aggro Paladin when it was popular 2 weeks ago, and rogues were a problem, to be honest.
Okay, so what do you think of it like in a tournament format? Like, um, do you think it has any good matchups? Like right now, judging from what the most popular decks are, like Warrior is popular, Warlock is popular, and Hunter is popular as well.
Yeah.
So where does Rogue stand in all of this?
Well, versus Patron, it's quite even, I would say. I like if he has the potential to have removals like the Blade Flurries, but he kind of relies a lot of the Blade Flurries. Like
Hmm?
he needs to get rid of the board. Versus Warlock, well, Handlock. Now I hear myself here. So okay, sorry, I heard myself here in the stream in the background. So I got kind of interrupted. Versus Warlock, I don't know really. I don't play that much Rogue. I was a bad person to ask about Rogue, to be honest. I have.
Okay,
Well,
okay, that was my bad. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
it's okay. Like SK Gaming they are the Rogue players, and Asmodee
Okay,
they know how to play Rogue.
okay. Another
Did I
few
say
in.
Miracle Rogue before as well? I mean,
No,
obviously
it's
the Oil Rogue.
Oil Rogue. Yeah. To be fair, honestly, Oil Rogue and Miracle Rogue are basically pretty close, like as to what they are trying to do. Just different means of doing the same thing, basically. Let's see if we have any more things that I want to see. Other than that, I think Crane's lineup is, pretty standard. Like, Warrior must be Patron, Warlock must be Patron, and the Hander should probably be something along the lines of either hybrid or mid-range. So,
Don't be too sure that is a patron. I mean, if you use the warrior to counter patron,
okay.
he might go for a double brawl here, a double brawl
Hmm?
Harrison to just, or even double brawl Ooze. But like, okay, it's not that good to just focus on counter patron because patron they will almost always get a win. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's like as we discussed the last week. It's like the old Miracle Rogue. Like they could win any matchup.
Yeah,
Like
even the bad ones.
yeah, so like it's very hard to hard counter a patron deck. It's just like okay, we try to get one win from them, and then we just lose or something. Like, um, especially since people learned how to play with frozen berserkers. I mean, first it was all about the
Yeah.
patrons, and now it's more about the one turn kill berserkers, kinda.
Like the turning point was when everybody realized that Frothing Berserker is like your own Leroy combo basically, so you have to hold on to it. You get to beat the difficult matchups that way, and of course players that many high ranking legend players knew how to do that before everybody else knew how. I took notice of it. So really good stuff. And another thing I want to talk about, is because even if you play Patron, let's say this warrior is Patron, um, what do you think of the decks, of the tech cards that are going to be in this deck? Because we saw a brawl being used to make the handlock match and the mirror match better. We saw house and zones being used for the same reason, and stuff like BG8s, cutting the boss guys, and many other things. What do you think is the most effective in this sort of tournament setup?
Well, I think we have been discussing this, me and some friends. Like, first it was people used Grommash, Hellscream, and stuff like that because you really didn't know about the Frozen Berserkers
Yeah.
ending. But now, when they start to add unstable ghouls and stuff, the tech cards most common is, I think, I would say Harrison Jones is the best. We've also seen some people using Shield. Oh, now I forgot the name. It's too much. Shield block. Is it? You get
Oh,
five
yeah,
armor
shield
and
block.
one
Yeah,
card.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's shield block. I'm pretty sure. Some play with shield slam. Some just play with shield slam just to get the card draw, which I don't think it's
Hmm?
that good. And it's also like some discussions: should you play loot hoarders or slam? That's also a different opinion of playing the deck. But Harris Jones, I think, is you can defend your choice to play a Harrison Jones in this
Mm-hmm.
meta.
Okay, I
Yeah,
think the players are ready, if I'm not mistaken.
they should be ready because we should start for 3 minutes ago. So is it Crane that we started? Did we say?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
it's
he's playing
Crane versus.
again. They are
Okay,
playing. So I'm asking for an invite there.
okay. So, welcome guys into the game, and it's gonna be Crane versus Fake, and we have ourselves a Hunter mirror match. It's gonna be Rexar versus Illyria, and I'm all rooting for Rexar if we go hero-wise, but let's see. Silas is trying to connect. He will be
Yeah,
here.
I'm
Yeah.
connecting right now.
Okay. Okay.
This game is back. It's okay. As you said, it was Hunter versus Hunter.
And it apparently is. It seems like Fake is playing. Let's see. Fake might be playing either Face Hunter or Hybrid Hunter, and Crane appears to be doing the same. It's either Face Hunter or Hybrid Hunter. There are no cards at the moment in either player's hand that appear to um
Well,
that appear to tell you what deck they are playing.
well,
So.
usually explosive means you're Face Hunter, and
Hmm?
so it right now it looks a little bit like two Face Hunters, and
Oh yeah,
since
yeah, of course, sorry, yeah.
a Face Hunter is favored versus a mid-range Hunter, I hope for the to be doing even game that is two Face Hunters they start off with. As we see,
Yeah,
he's
so it's
playing the
gonna.
Mad Scientist there.
Hmm?
And not trading. I'm not sure about it. Would you want to trade there?
Like
Like,
because I can say that I have played Face Hunter a lot because I really like the deck. It was the first deck that I tried to build. Usually, when you never want to trade, like you want your opponent to trade for you. That's obvious. But the thing is, there are many cards that are turning points in the game. That counts cards like Unleash the Hounds, Explosive Trap, like and whatnot. That not only delay your opponent but actually deal them damage. So right now, Fake is in a bad spot because he doesn't have a way to get past that explosive trap. And usually, how you do that is you send something like a mad scientist because you do not care if that dies because it's gonna, it's gonna pull your own trap in, and then you have a charge guy to catch up, in the damage race.
well, I would attack here, and then I would play the Worgen Infiltrator and just hero power.
Yeah.
Because I think you want to get that minion on board and use the hero power as much as you can. And next turn you can play the Eagle Horn bow.
Oh, yeah.
Bow.
Uh,
It's bow.
I mean, the thing is,
He played Explosive Trap. That
he must
is.
have snake trap in his deck then. Otherwise, that doesn't make sense. So he must have another.
Or
Okay.
or freezing. It's
Oh,
a misdirection. It's a
misdirection. Okay,
misdirection.
okay.
Interesting.
Okay, so right now what's gonna happen is Crane is gonna destroy Fake with this bow attack because not only is it gonna proc explosive
What?
trap, it's gonna proc the other trap as well.
No. It's only when
Nah.
a minion attacks, right? No, when a check. Shouldn't that
Actually,
proc the misdirection? I'm confused now. I'm actually confused.
okay. So let me see. When a character attacks your hero, so that happened. Instead, he attacks another random character. Oh,
The only thing I can think of is that because he only have one stealthed minion,
okay, yeah.
and he
So
can't
you can.
attack that. But I was actually, because this is new for me, I was actually thinking that he would actually attack the stealth minion, so that misdirection would be a misplay. But Fake knows his misdirection better than I do, obviously.
I mean, apparently, I used to think that it works the same with, the ogre minions, that they have a random chance to attack something, and they can
Yeah.
attack stealthy stuff. So
Yeah, they can. So I was assuming that was the case right now, but it was not. So he will get this bow out maybe, and he will get a charge because Crane is probably suspecting either a snake trap or a freezing trap.
okay, so it's now Crane's turn, and I do think that, yeah, he should start off with the animal companion. It's gonna be Huffer, and he knows for a fact that the trap is not an explosive trap because, that happened in the previous turn, and...
Wait, is it Crane's turn? Am I bugged out then?
Okay, it's Crane's turn for me, yeah, and... What's gonna happen is Crane has to be thinking of either a snake trap or or a freezing trap. Maybe he's thinking about misdirection, but I do believe that's in the back end of his mind. If I am not so mistaken about the Face Hunter Menta.
This can be interesting. If he attacks Face now with his hero and he hits his own offer.
No, the worst thing would be attack phase with the bow, and then the misdirection procs and actually makes it so that attack didn't happen. And oh, that's gonna be so hard. If that
Oh, look, he's saving the offer. He's 100 now. Crane is like 100% sure it's a freezing trap. Like he's not suspecting misdirection here.
Okay, let's see. As it's Fake's turn, and what Fake needs to do is actually reinforce the fact, he cannot play Owl no matter what, because that would mean that this is not a freezing trap. So I would just not play Scientist as well, just hero power and pass the turn. Because if your opponent is thinking about a freezing trap, then you need misdirection to hit one of your opponent's guys. Like, this is a huge turning point. If that Scientist crashes into the Huffer, then it's all over for this game, because you are so far behind already. So I don't know. I would just pass the turn here. What do you think?
Yeah. I think hero power and do nothing.
Yeah, of course, hero
would
power
be the
and
best.
pass the turn. Yeah. Every time I say pass the turn as a hunter, I mean you of course hero power and then you do whatever.
Yeah.
Everything else. Yeah.
So okay, Crane now suspects this is a freezing trap, so he will hit with his 2/2, and it has 50% chance to kill his own Huffer. Okay, he's playing a mad scientist.
Playing the mad scientist, okay, and it's now back on Crane's turn, and he has to be very careful about how he wants to go about this.
Well, first of all, he will attack with his mad scientist, right?
Yeah,
like
because he's thinking about this being.
Okay, now he
freezing
knows.
trap.
Now he knows.
Oh,
and he gets a snake trap. Okay, he's placed 3 different traps.
Okay, I do like that.
Yeah. Well, it's about like not. I mean, confusing your opponent, so they never know what trap. Like if he would lose now, it would be hard even the next game for him, because he never know which trap it is. What trap did Crane get? Because I have a bug, so I can't see it.
Crane got a freezing trap, so there's another thing going on. Like if you play, if you play freezing trap yourself, you expect your opponent to be playing, freezing trap. This is the first thing that comes in mind.
That explosive trap, I must interrupt you. Sorry, that explosive trap is pretty big, because if you wouldn't get a freezing trap, Crane had a lot of burst with the Arcane Golem, Huffer, and Quick Shot.
Yeah, I do still think that even if he didn't have the explosive trap, that Fake is, favored to win, because next turn he has lethal no matter what, and your opponent has a lot of damage, but the thing is, you have 5, 9, 9 plus.
There was actually 1 from lethal. If you didn't get that explosive trap, but now, okay, now it looks like Fake can't lose this, right? Because if Crane hits, he gets below 5 hit points, and then he will die to hero power and the bow. So this should be over. This is 1-0 for Fake, and 1-0 for mYinsanity versus H2K. We'll see this next turn.
And this whole game was won by Fake playing multiple traps. Sometimes this is not good, because obviously you want to be sure that your scientist pulls the one trap you want, but that actually makes it so that hands that contain multiple traps are not bad. Like if you draw one of your traps plus the scientist, you're not feeling that bad, I guess.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. Now we didn't see the whole deck list, but I assume he has played 3 traps, 1 of each. But can never be sure, and we're waiting for. Okay, so Fake won there. His hunter is gone. I'm not sure if we know the player. Okay, Fake is playing Druid, Shaman, Warrior, Hunter, Warlock. I was given 5 there, so I don't know what is banned. But we know that his hunter is gone at least. So Shaman is pretty interesting as well.
We saw a Shaman deck. I don't remember if it was the previous week or if it was the week before that, but Shamans actually, in tournaments, they have impressed me so far. Like, the players that bring them actually know their stuff. And, of course, it would be, aggro Shaman or whatnot, like Mech Shaman or Burst Shaman. And
we are in-game, by the way. Yes, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's jump into the game. It's going to be Druid versus the same kind of hunter that we saw before. So
Crane
a bit.
has pretty good hand here, I think. He's going to throw away the explosive trap, obviously, and the Glaivesuka, and say the mad scientist knife fighter. Versus Fake that has Big M Hunter that will be thrown away, and probably the Druid of the Claw as well. Saving the Wrath because he knows it's Face Hunter, I think.
Hmm? Yeah, obviously, like the thing with Wrath in this matchup is the only way you can get punished so hard is even if you have Wild
Oh,
Growth. The perfect answer to Wild Growth would be, coining out a Knife Juggler or putting a Knife Juggler on the board. And oh no, he didn't.
oh,
He
he
didn't
did. He
keep.
threw Wrath and got 2 Savage Roar. That
Okay.
is. Oh, and he draws the Leaping Gnome. This is pretty good for Crane. This means he can save the coin to get a turn 5 Savannah later on, which is
I,
pretty strong versus a Druid. Oh
yeah,
no,
if I,
he used coins instantly.
yeah. Because he wants to coin out Knife Juggler because Knife Juggler is the only card that punishes the opponent for actually having Wild Growth. But the thing is, Fake just drew the Wrath that he threw back. So
He got the Wrath there. Like,
uh,
okay, I think he should have saved the Wrath, but now we got another one. Like, you want the Wrath Knife Juggler. Like, that's 3 plus whatever it comes out more damage. So
yeah, and the thing is, at the moment, of course, you're gonna Wrath, and your hand might be bad. Like these two Savage Roars are blanks until the later stages of the game. But what's gonna happen right now is you're gonna have a nice curve. Like you're gonna play Shade into either the Keeper that you do or the Pilot Shredder. Whereas the Hunter does not. Oh, okay, never mind. He didn't have a good curve, and now he does. So he's back in the game unless there's a swipe involved. And
he
he's
has
gonna
no
pass back.
turn 4 right now. Crane does not have turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting here is that it's very important what comes out of this mad scientist. Versus a druid, a freezing trap can be very crucial. And the explosive trap is not that important. So what we have seen. Did you see 2 explosive traps from Crane? Or 1? Do you know?
We saw just one freezing trap and one explosive trap. So Crane is playing Hybrid Hunter, and at this stage in the game, it's basically. I do believe he's playing a double freezing trap and one explosive trap, maybe taking that one in for certain aggro matchups. If I had to guess, I don't know the list actually. And if you're Fake at the moment, do you think the decision is between going Pilot, Shredder, and Keeper of the Groove, most likely? Would you silence the mad scientist to prevent, any future freezing trap ruining your day and whatnot?
I would get it out, I don't know. I would either do that on the mad scientist or silence the mad scientist and killing it, or do it like he did, because you want
Hmm?
to establish the board control. Like Keeper is like one of the best cards to have versus the aggro, and he hasn't shown the Lothab and Savannah in the last game, so he doesn't know he has these big minions to follow up. So he's playing like he's facing a face hunter here.
Hmm? Okay, Crane is the player on your left, of course, and on the bottom side of the screen, yeah. And at this stage in the game, the thing is, Crane has a very good trade. He can either use kill command to take care of the Keeper of the Groove, and trade the spiders into the Shade of Noxamas, thus keeping his freezing trap intact, so that he can safely go into turn 5 Lothab, turn 6 Savannah High Main. So let's see if he's willing to do that. He will use Release the Hands instead. So that means that this Keeper is going to be returning to Fake's hand. He's going to go face with the dogs.
Yeah, well,
Which side?
seeing the hands, I would give Crane obviously the upper hand right here. If he would have drawn a swipe there, it would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
And the freezing trap, if it will happen on the keeper, it's no doubt big deal. But Crane will follow up with a Lothab and a Savannah here. So that's also very good. And as you said, 2 Savage Roar is just dead cards in his hand. 2 dead cards. The Pilot Shredder will come out, or he will just first see what trap it is. Now the freezing trap is gone. And I did say wrong before, by the way. Fake did play 2 explosive trap in his center when he had 3 different traps.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just got that.
Lots of traps, easy to mix up, yeah. And right now, it's gonna be an attack from Fake, and that's gonna block the freezing trap. He gets back Keeper of the Groove to his hand, and right now he's in a very bad spot because yes, that freezing trap didn't get a lot of value. However, that means that these dogs get to stay on the board. Next turn, they're basically immune to swipe thanks to Loatheb, and the only bad thing is that a Loatheb into Savannah High main turn is, pretty hard to deal with. But there's another keeper in your opponent's hand. The thing is, if he manages to stabilize,
Well,
then
it costs 6, and he has the Loath about now, and he knows he can't swipe away this, so it's no way for him to clear this. So he knows that his Savannah will be like. It will be very hard to get rid of the Savannah. Even if he wants to silence it, it will cost 6 mana, and he will only have 7.
Yeah.
Which gives him only 1 mana left to do nothing, basically. So even if he had an Emperor here, it would just get killed by the Loatheb.
Yeah, but he has the Savage Roar, so what's going to happen is he's going to take care of one of the tokens, then basically it's going to be 2 of the tokens, I'm sorry, then it's going to be Crane's turn. Never mind, he drew another Savannah High main, yeah. Okay, say he had the one High main. He gets to play that High main, and then if he ignores his opponent's minions, what's going to happen is Fake is going to go ahead, use Savage Roar and Wrath and get back control of the board. But since there's another High main, that doesn't really matter. And
here comes a swipe, a little bit too late for party. So you are suggesting the Savage Roar here? Like, how do you want to deal with this? With this Savannah? This is a pretty terrible board for the Druid.
I would just okay, you can do it that way. You can use Keeper of the Groove, silence the Savannah High main, then trade. Basically, first you can trade your Pilot Shredder into Loatheb. See what you get. Even if you get Mana Wraith, you're not worried because Keeper is still gonna cost 7 mana, so that's basically your whole turn either way. And you can then set up for a next turn, swipe the board. Even if there is a Boom coming out from your opponent's deck, you can still use BG8 with Savage
Okay,
Roar.
but he's stabilizing pretty good here. But here's the other problem, as you said, another Savannah will come out here. And the Arcane Golem. So, okay, so this is obviously a Savannah Hyman play, and he can just actually trade this. I would recommend.
Yeah, he has to, because he knows there is another Keeper of the Groove. No, he doesn't. Okay.
Well, he can't play Keeper and Savage Roars, so we can't. Where were we? Okay, so we can't Keeper and Savage Roar in the same turn now because it costs 6. So that would have been a really good play because then he would get rid of the Savannah.
So Fake has double Savage Roar, a Big Game Hunter, a Keeper of the Groove, and he just drew Wild Growth. So what he can do is, let me see. If he had kept the swipe, then that would have been a very good turn 8, because you can feed. Sorry, not swipe. The Wrath. You could feed the Wrath into your turn. So you have to absolutely not get another hit from the High main. So playing Savage Roar seems to be fine, and you can trade your face for one of the Hyenas and basically use for the High main, I guess, at this point.
Well, it's like, yeah, it's the best play, but this is not a position you want to be in. He will be down at 17 hit points and have 2 hyenas against him, and with his hand, like the Wild Growth is also a dead card right now. So he has the Mad Scientist, Interhaunted, Creeper. It's the question, should he Hero Power? Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to say the kill command.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's more effective to Hero Power there, because the next turn you can get Hero Power and the kill command out. Problem is if one of your beasts die, but I mean, he got it up to 11 hit points. He's sitting on 29. He has the Arcane Golem. The only thing he's worried about is that Fake hasn't shown any taunters yet. But even if he would taunt up, That means he won't have the mana to kill both the hyenas and the Haunted Creeper, so the kill command will just instantly kill it.
Yeah, basically, I think the whole thing spiraled out of control when you have to be aware that there's going to be some sort of follow-up. Like, why did your opponent, played the At least the Houndster? That had to be his only play. Back in the turn where Crane used the At least the Hounds, that had to be his only play that turn. His hand was holding up more expensive things. No, granted that
This
Crane
is it, by the way. This is game.
Yeah. Granted that Crane actually drew the second high main, I guess that Fake could have been, more conservative with how he used his removals, because ultimately he took much more damage from the things that he couldn't clear, like what was left over of high mains and whatnot. But I guess that's gonna be it. Everything said and done.
We have 1-1 here, and this is the first players for tonight. So Crane there makes it equalizes the score.
Mm-hmm.
And both have their hunters won. I think it was pretty strange to choose a druid versus the hunter, because I don't like that matchup pretty much.
I mean, I don't like it if I am like if the druid is decked out to beat this sort of hunter, then maybe I would consider that, but in reality, yeah, I don't like that matchup either. And we're back into the third game of the series, and it's gonna
Warlocks and
okay.
Looks right now. Okay, Fake. I see a big game hunter in Fake's Warlock. That usually means that it is a Malygos Warlock, right?
And it's gonna be what seems to me like a Demon Zoo from Crane. This is basically mirror matches the whole day long, just the same, and not the same decks, of course, but the same classes. So if we assume that Fake is playing Malilock and Crane is playing, Demon Zoo, mid-range stuff, basically, who do you think has the upper hand here? Like, which of these two decks is favored?
I think it's pretty hard to say in this matchup. It's a pretty even one. I mean, obviously Crane as a Warlock is tapping himself down to, I think it's like, what is it, 19 burst damage you do with your Mali combo later on?
It's Malygos, Dark Bomb, and then Soulfire. Dark Bomb has to be for 1, Soulfire is for 0, so that's 8 plus 9 is 17 damage.
17, sorry, I think it's 18. 17, of course. So for Fake, it's just about surviving. As a melee Warlock, you do have the heals. But if he can't establish this, he doesn't need the board control. He just need to make sure that Crane's board control does not get like out of hands.
Mm-hmm.
So with his hand right now, he has the Ingang boss that is like the god of turn 3 in my opinion. And he will play it. Now he has the Implosion and also the Void Caller, so he has a pretty good hand. But we're not sure it's Malygos Warlock yet. I just saw the big game hunter and I suspected it, but he might just tech for something.
Yeah, the thing is right now that Shadow Flame kind of gives it away to me, and the thing is for Crane, as a turn 3 play, you don't want to play the Void Terror, because that means that your opponent's going to get 3 tokens out of whatever your spiders leave behind. So you are going to have to go for this play and hope that your spider, your knife hit is enough to take care of the Sim Gang boss. And that doesn't seem to be the case.
Well, he has 2 hits in. Okay, first hits.
Yeah,
he has 2 imps. He wants to hit one of those. Okay, that's very good knives there.
Yeah.
But okay, this is interesting. You get the mind control take care. But I don't. It's too risky to play it. He could play it, and if he doesn't get the knife juggler, he could hit it with his imp and then go the mortal coil.
Yeah. That is the safety switch. Like, because you have mortal coil in your hand, you can use the mind control tech to try to steal the knife juggler, basically, and then
you could also. The only sorry for interrupting you, but it's small minions. Maybe he wants more value with his mind control tech, so he could just do an implosion on the knife juggler and then hit the 2-1 with this 1-1, but he's doing the mind control. Okay.
Yeah, the thing is, your opponent, your opponent has the coin in his hand, so if you let him have control of the board, maybe he goes ahead and, coins out the Doomguard, and all of a sudden you are so far behind, or, makes a big play with Power Overwhelming and Void Terrors. So I do like this, and I also like the fact that he got the mind control tech out of his hand. I'm not really super hot on this card because I find it that many times your opponent is, unwillingly gonna play out of this. Like if you use Implosion, it doesn't matter if you get one of the imps and you do not have the, the good stuff. And there we see Crane using Defender of Argus, and this is a pretty straightforward. At least I think it is a Mortal Coil into Implosion turn. What do you think about this?
Absolutely. Implosion on the 3-2 Abusive Sergeant there, and then maybe you Mortal Coil first to just get the Kara, obviously, and then you can hit with your mind control tech into Defender of Argus, which means you now will have X Mark imps we see now. Yeah, he will have 2 imps and the mind control tech out. So this is exactly what he wants right now. We see the Twilight Drake. We haven't seen Malagos yet. I don't want to say too much yet.
Okay.
But Crane will be able to coin out Dr. Boom next turn. That's pretty important to know. But we did see the big game hunter effects hand. We will see. And Crane does not have any good demon that can come out from this woodcaller.
Yeah, of course, Fake doesn't know that, so he might be, feeling inclined to use his Iron Pick Owl. But I guess the fact that you have a Twilight Drake and yeah, I guess you're using the Owl because you do not know if your opponent has a Mal'Ganis in hand or not. And the thing is, you do not have a BG8, so
exactly.
This is the safe play, and I do like it because that Twilight Drake is going to be big enough to basically fight over anything. Of course, Crane has the coin into Dr. Boom, and I think you have to go for it.
Because absolutely. So, when looking at Fake now, you could actually use both your Implosion and Dark Bomb. You don't want to waste a Dark Bomb with this Malagos walk though, but you want to get rid of this Dr. Boom. And you don't have your Big Game Hunter. You know it's somewhere there in your deck, but it's 17 cards left, so it's approximately like, what is it, like 14% to draw it, so it's not worth it.
Yeah, saying you're playing double BG8s and yeah, it's not. Then these are not good chances. You do not want to bet your lag on it. Like, what else are you gonna be using Owl on? Like, there are not that many minions in the zoo, in the Demon Zoo deck that you need silence for. Like maybe Void Terror, maybe an opposing Mal'Ganis if it comes down, but you would rather BG8 that. And right now,
he's going for Implosion. He's going to see what he gets first. Oh, it's another 2. That sucks. Hey, he's using his Dark Bomb anyway.
Yeah, but you wanted to get more imps than that.
Yeah, this is he has got the RNG gods. It's not with him, but Crane is sitting with 2 Void Terrors in his hand, and that right now is just terrible bad. We haven't seen any eggs yet. Like he wants to get out the egg and Void Terror, but it's like with this in this matchup, it seems like Fake is getting more control now because he has more late game potential than Crane.
Of course, like Fake is trying to stay in front in this game, like take as less damage as possible, because if we put Fake into the more high-end heavier deck, then that means that Crane has a definite has a very small window to close out the game, and there we see Bane of Doom. So I'm pretty sure that Crane will be looking for an opportunity to get a big demon out of that. As for Fake, he has a very nice Shadow Flame in his hand, and he would like to pair that with a Void Caller. Now the thing is, he didn't have the chance.
He could pair it and get, but he only gets out the Imp Gang Boss. However, it's still a pretty strong board to still have a Twilight Drake and an Imp Gang Boss on an empty board. So he's going for it.
And this is gonna be, yeah, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna get an Imp Gang boss. The bomb goes to the face for 3 damage. And the Twilight Drake heats Crane down to 16. And if you're Crane, you cannot be feeling happy about that Doomguard draw. You needed that, turns, some turns before.
This hand is just crap, like utterly crap. He needed that silence. The most important thing was to get a silence to get rid of this Twilight Drake like 2 or 3 rounds ago. Now it's really, really hard, if not impossible, to come back. I would maybe even YOLO a Doomguard here, hope that it removes like the Void Terrors or something.
Yeah. You might as well use. Yeah, you might as well draw a card first because. Oh no, you don't. You need that Bane of Doom to survive because basically this is the only late game potential that you have in this deck: the Doom Guards and the Bane of Dooms. And he's gonna do it the other way. So let's see. He's valuing the Bane of Doom less than the Void Terror.
Okay.
And Bane of Doom is the card that is left in Crane's hand. You're gonna get a face for 5, pass the turn back.
Interesting. He went face there. Okay, and
Oh,
and he's playing. Okay, this is not a Malygos. This is some kind of I don't know, like a hybrid.
basically Handlock without the giants, maybe. Like you put demons.
Well, Handlock does not have the abusive sergeants and imp gang bosses and stuff like that. So it's more like a zoo with Malganis, with Jaraxxus.
Yeah, a heavier, let's say a heavier version of what Crane is playing.
But he has a good turn here with Defender of Argus, abusive sergeant on the Twilight Drake. He can kill off the Doomguard, and he can then kill off the Void Terror, and like yes, in his game. I don't know. Even if he gets a perfect Bane of Doom here, I don't think this is enough.
Yeah, I don't think
even if
so.
he gets Morganis, it's.
He's gonna use Bane of Doom, and he's gonna get, wait for it, an Imp Gang boss.
Okay, so this should be, let's count, 7, 9, 10, 11, 14 damage. This is exactly lethal with Lord Jaraxxus.
And so, that's gonna be it. Yeah, that's gonna be it. So
he's going to face Jaraxxus, the Elder of the Burning Legion, as an ending. He can't miss this lethal, right? Did I miscount? 5? Oh, sorry.
No, it's not lethal.
It's a taunt there.
yeah, there is a taunt there. That's why I was counting, and then actually it wasn't lethal, but never mind. Chat will forgive us, I'm sure. No.
I was totally like focusing on face there, like just your access his face, but.
Yeah, you're a hunter player at heart when you focus on the face, and. Yeah, I believe this is gonna be an easy game for Fake to take on, because he's just gonna play Dr. Boom, hit the face, and the next turn he has lethal, and Crane cannot do anything for it.
Okay, so Fake takes the second game, and that's mYinsanity taking the lead in this series, 2-1. So we will have one more game between these players, and then we will jump over to the next ones. So as I said before, it's a best of 4 in each series. But even if you have the 3-0 lead, the last game is important because it helps your team to have.
So basically, how the teams gather points in this league is all of your players play against all of the other team's players. Each team has 3 players, and whoever gets the most wins actually is the winner of the series. And the winner of the series is awarded 2 points as a team. If you tie, because you play 12 matches in total, if you tie like a 6-6 score, you both get 1 point. So basically, you have to fight for every win counts, and this is, the big difference that this, team tournament has. So that being said, we're into the next game. And it's gonna be Druid versus the Demon Zoo that we just witnessed. And Silas, are you a big Druid fan?
Yes, I am actually. That's one of my favorites, and it's the same Druid that we saw 2 games ago, obviously.
And, okay, so do you think Fake is a nice Druid player?
I only see one game with him, so it's I still doesn't I still think it was wrong of him throwing away that wrath last game, but he would still get 2 Savage Roars, so he like had no chance from start.
Okay, I'm gonna jump on a whim here and say that Fake is not a good druid player. Do you know? Do you want to know why? It's the most commonly used joke ever. There's no wild growth in both his
Okay,
matches.
yeah, that was what you're looking for. Ah, shit, and I missed that one. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Like, yeah, of course, very difficult for Fake to, actually be in this game without a wild growth. To be fair, it's easier if you are the, it used to be very hard because Zoo used to be this blistering fast deck that was going to kill you by turn 6 or 7, and then it kind of slowed down and it got those awkward hands as we see right now. So as the druid, what's the strategy you want to follow against this kind of Zoo?
Well, I think he did the right play there by coining and doing hero power instead of wrath, because you want to save the wrath. For example, if Crane is playing a knife fighter, but to be honest, both of their hands are very crappy right now. It's so crappy. Okay, now we got the Ruben Egg. I was going to say it's so crappy that he might just play a Void Terror, an empty Void Terror. But I would say an Egg on turn 2 into a Void Terror versus a Druid is one of the strongest play you can make versus a Druid.
Yeah, Egg and Void Terror actually make this situation where you get a 4/4 and a 3/5, and you feel like you've used Innervate or I don't know what else, and it's actually very hard, like you said, for a Druid to deal with that.
Yeah.
So, part of overwhelming attack phase than Void Terror, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like the dream play right now.
Okay, he's gonna go face and then use Void Terror, and he takes a firm grasp of this game as he's way ahead in tempo and there's no BGH in Fake's hand to take care of that Void Terror, which means this is gonna be a very short game.
This is such an awkward turn. Like he has to swipe the Nerubian because he needs to stop some damage. But this is this is not what you want to see.
Yeah, even if you swipe, like, okay, if you don't have a BGH, like, the BGH would have been perfect because he would have traded for both of Crane's minions, but at the moment you're gonna get destroyed by this Doomguard. No, he's not gonna play Doomguard. Okay,
no, of course not Doomguard. Like, he doesn't want to waste 2 cards with it.
Yeah, if you didn't have the Void Caller.
I'm not sure anyway. I think I would either defend of Argus that one because I know that he doesn't have the big game hunter, and he probably doesn't have the silence because then he will silence. So I would feel pretty safe with defend of Argus or just hero tapping into something else.
Also, as a general note, the player who's on your right side of the screen is the player on the bottom half, and that goes to the viewers because I know that the overlay can be that bit confusing if you're not used to it. And there we're gonna see concession. Okay, yeah.
He's just leaving it. Okay, so that we will have a 2-2. That sounds nice. A 2-2 after the first series. And next out will be Subtle from H2K against Alesh.
Yeah. So I know many guys from the Alesh army apparently in the chat. So give us some hype. We're waiting for the players to get ready, and I do believe we have some of the decks as Fake and Crane are equal, 2 games apiece. They split that series, and it was Fake seemed to be doing really well with his, every deck that he had except for the Druid deck. Like, he still losses came from the Druid, and that seems to be, something that you see that I personally got to see many times. Like, you do well, and then that Druid doesn't have a good curve. You don't get that, the draws that you need, and suddenly you cannot win with that Druid. Do you ever have this feeling, like?
Well, as you said, he didn't get the wild growth.
Yeah.
But we're going to wrap this up and have a 3 minutes break until we start with the next players. And after these 3 minutes, we will discuss what we just witnessed, and we will also discuss what we will witness. So we will be back, as I said, in 3 minutes for next players. And it's Alesh. the chat is crazy about Alish, so
Oh, okay,
it's hyped.
yeah.
You will be my love tonight, baby. Follow me, follow my soul. I will be your precious light, baby. Swallow me, make me whole. And I'm going out of control, yeah, yeah. Dance with me, baby. Take over my soul, yeah, yeah. Out of control, yeah, yeah. Yeah, take over my soul, yeah, yeah. Precious light, swallow me. Dance with me, baby. Yeah, yeah, out of control. Yeah, take over.
We started a break. And welcome back again. And just before the break, Nick asked me about the druid, and I kind of actually liked this druid because he had the mind control tech and Ancient of War, which is pretty good in this meta. But he didn't get wild growth, he didn't get innovate, he didn't get like he just got very bad card draws, Nick. I think that was the problem.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And the thing is, this is why I'm not that into Druid in tournaments. Like, it can let you down really hard sometimes, and that's why I like classes like Warlock, because you get so much card draw, and you can, maybe play out of your bad hands. So that's one of the things that's very important to me. Also, let's see the next game, as it's going to be less. It's going to be a less for mYinsanity against Subtle. Do you know anything about Subtle? I'm gonna give you the H2K, guys.
Actually, I do not know
Okay, okay.
almost anything. I know that he's from UK. He's one of the best players from UK. He did finish top 4 in Infinity Spring Masters, and he writes articles. But that's kind of the only thing I know about him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk about.
Alice. Yeah, he
I'm
seems
gonna
to
talk.
have a pretty big fan base in
Mm-hmm.
that.
Czech Republic. If I'm not mistaken, Alex is from the Czech Republic, and he has a pretty huge following there. And I know many of the guys are here to watch him play, and he's a very good. I have a soft spot in my in my heart for all the guys that used to play card games and then jump to Hearthstone. I am one of the guys myself. So I'm pretty eager to see if the team, shares the same mentality for the decks that they are picking for this tournament. Um, so let's see as let's see if we can get any decks for the H2K players. So
We only got I know the decks from Solal. He's playing Warrior, Hunter, Mage, Rogue, and Paladin. I don't know what got banned, and I do not know what Alish will play. So we have half.
Okay, let's talk about the half that we know. And what do you think about the Paladin deck in Sottle's lineup?
Well,
Like,
if I suspect it's the aggro Paladin, I kind of like it. I like the aggro Paladin right now. It's very strong. And I don't like the control Paladin that much since the birth of the Patron Warrior. But however, you can ban now, so you don't know if he has banned Warrior to counter the Patron Warrior. Because if you're facing Patron Warrior, you're always relying on having equality. Like you can't just consecration or something. You need equality with consecration or equality with Wild Pyromancer. You need something.
yeah, and it's actually very hard to get those two cards together every time. And so yeah, I would like to see Paladin, and I'm also curious about the Rogue. Apparently, Crane didn't get to play his Rogue, so I'm always up for some Rogue action, especially since I know that many of the pros that prefer Rogue are actually very good with it. So you get to see those turns where they plan ahead, and that's very nice from a viewer's perspective, at least I think. And then you have Mage. What kind of Mage do you think Sol is playing?
As I said, we haven't seen the opponent's picks yet. As I thought from the start, I think we would see a lot of more freeze mages since you now are able to ban the warrior. So if he was able to ban the warrior, I think we will see a freeze mage here. Like yeah.
Okay. Are you talking about normal freeze mage or the one that has Malygos in it? Like which one do
Not
you think?
Malygos. Like
You hate Malygos. I can see it.
no, but he got a Malygos in freeze mage. Do you? That's pretty rare. You can do it in two ways. Either you want to counter the you want to be a little bit better versus Hunter, then you can, for example, even remove the Pyroblast. You can add Cone of Cold, and you can have Antique Healbot and remove one Blizzard. It's also pretty good versus Druid with the Cone of Cold, because you don't need instead of a Blizzard, you still keep the Pyroblast. Else, the more round up Freeze Mage, that is with two Blizzards, no Cone of Cold, and Pyroblast, and one Flame Strike. That's pretty good versus everything.
Okay, so I think that the players are ready, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna jump into their games in a few seconds. And who do you think is favored in this matchup? Like, if you have to go in blind.
For me, this is Priest versus Priest. This is real life?
Oh, really?
Is it Priest versus Priest? Or am I having bug?
No. Okay. They haven't started yet. Okay, it's fine.
Okay. I was like, what is this?
These guys haven't started yet, so it's all good. No Priest versus Priest action.
Okay, I was like,
that would have been insane. Like if we got their own classes and they had this weird Priest on Priest thing. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah. Okay.
Okay, so who do you think is gonna be the favorite this match?
In the Priest versus Priest?
No. Like Aless versus Subtle. Who do you think?
Well, we haven't seen Subtle's decks yet, so we can't really know.
Okay. So... I mean, from just judging the players, like how good they are, how well they have performed in the past, their previous experience and whatnot. I
do not know the player that much, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But if you see, like, okay, Sodal has the Warrior, that's a stable pick. He has the Hunter, also pretty stable pick. He has the Mage, it's a stable pick if he doesn't meet a Warrior, in my opinion. It can also be Echo of Medium Mage. That is very strong versus Patron Warrior. So, but I really want to see what classes has been picked by Alish before I make a statement in this,
Okay, yeah.
to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, of course, we cannot be sure if we do not get the the full information about what the classes they have. Also, guys, if you like this tournament series, this is apparently the new big thing in Hearthstone right now, team leagues. Be sure to follow this channel because we're going to be running this tournament series for 7 more weeks, if I'm not mistaken, counting that week. So if you don't want to miss all the action from the teams here in Gamers League, be sure to follow and check out their website, which is Gamers League. Dot basically write Gamers League on Google. Yeah, you will
We
get
are in
there.
game also, by the way. So
Okay.
it is a Patron Warrior versus a Handlock. Subtle is playing the Warrior, and Alish is having the Handlock. So now we at least know one class from Alish. We still don't know the bans. Alish Hands, he's playing 2 Defender Foggers. I find it quite interesting. This is one thing they invented is the wrong way, but they started playing 2 Defender of Argus to counter Patron and other aggros. This means he might cut off the Jaraxxus. Like
Okay.
yeah.
Most likely, this is one of the things that get saved off for this to happen. And we see Sotul on the Green Patron plan, and Alice has a pretty favorable matchup here.
But it's also an implosion there, so now I'm thinking here it might be okay. Oh, it's 1 turn kill Warlock. 1 turn kill Warlock.
Oh, so it's combo Warlock, and okay. Let's see. I don't know how this matchup goes. I mean, normally the Patron Warrior wouldn't be able to, gather so much armor. But the thing is, Sotul has double Armor Smith on the board, and he's gonna get so much armor out of this.
But it's pretty early to have these 2 Armor Smith. When they're dead, he won't gain that much anymore. But he will have them now. So, but yes, Warrior is a pretty hard matchup for the combo Warlock, even if it's a Patron Warrior.
So let's see. Sotul is gonna play. He's thinking about playing the Acolyte of Pain, and he's gonna use Battle Rage on it. So trying to get the full value there. Maybe we will see him use Whirlwind after attacking with the Armor Smith, of course. Let's see.
I'm not sure he will use Whirlwind now because he doesn't know it's a combo Warlock right now. So
yeah, he might be thinking that it's either Malilock or a Demon or Demon Zoo.
Almost every deck
so
plays Implosion, so
yeah,
but he
apart
should
from
suspect
Handlock.
something when he has no turn 2 or no turn 3.
Okay, yeah, I do like that as well. He's gonna coin out a Fairy Warrax, take care of the Imp, not let his opponent, use any buffs on the Imp, like an Abusive Sergeant and whatnot. And Les has 2 of the 4 parts of the combo in hand. Gonna draw another card and finds a Big Game Hunter.
We should maybe explain the combo. I guess everyone knows the combo Warlock, but it's basically you have the Arcane Golem and do 2 power overwhelming to him. That makes him with 12 attack, and then you faceless manipulate it. So you have 24 damage in 1 turn. It costs 10 mana, but you usually play it with the Emperor, so it might be lower. And the problem now is that Solo has 38 hit points.
Yeah, and the thing is, because Sotul saw an implosion, he's not expecting a Molten Giant, so he is free to, keep pressuring his opponent's face and whatnot. And this is actually one of the very few ways you have to deal with this combo Warlock. Like, you do not want to give him so much time. So if you are Sotul, do you think you can use Acolyte of Pain and slam your own Acolyte to get into Emperor or, other pieces of the combo? Like, this Death's Bite sure is fine, but you do not want to spend the charge on Death's Bite.
Well, he still has the Death Rattle left. I think this is, like, a pretty solid play. It's, like, the obvious play. Now he's seen that he killed bot, so he is probably suspecting the Malygos Warlock, because that's more common. But he now for sure knows that it's probably Malygos Warlock or the combo Warlock. So he's just want to armor up all the time. Don't want to get below 24 hit points. That's the main key versus combo look.
So he's gonna play Big Game Hunter, of course. He has to do that before live tapping, otherwise he's gonna burn a card. And there we see him eager to use Dark Bomb. That will make it so that if Subtle wants to trade with that Big Game Hunter, he has to do that by using his face. He cannot just ignore that. And up to this point, I would give the edge to the warrior player. Do you agree with that? Like,
Absolutely. He's just looking for a charger. He got it there. Now, if he gets the Emperor, he will have a really good wombo combo with the charge and 2 Frothing Berserkers into Whirlwind. And if he gets the Emperor, that is. And he's still looking for it. But he's sitting on 38 hit points. He's pretty comfortable right now. We'll see a mortal.
Although, to be fair, that if you're the combo warlock, I mean, you can wait until turn 10, like, it's not the end of the world. But you need to apply some pressure first, like, this Azure Drake is gonna be fine, I guess. Or,
no,
no.
The Dr. Boom.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Yeah, of course, yeah. The Dr.
Okay, it doesn't look that bad anymore for Alash, because Sol is getting all the key cards, but he's not getting the Emperor, so... It's like Emperor is the key card for him now. He has 13 cards left, 12 cards left. That leaves him to a little less than 10% every time he draws a card. And he will be able to execute this Dr. Boom, obviously.
Okay, so let's see, as this Dr. Boom is gonna get answered by Sol. And unless he's still looking for those power overwhelmings and a substantial threat to deal some damage to his opponent's face before actually going for the combo. I don't know what other minions Aless is playing. Like, we saw the Twilight Drakes, we saw the Dr. Boom. What else does he have in terms of, you know, sticky minions that can deal some damage?
Not so sticky minions. I think he plays a Twisting Nether. I think that's pretty common in this type of warlock, actually. That's pretty interesting.
Let's see us.
And just want this Emperor. Look, the value he would get from an Emperor is ridiculous. But
this is why Emperor is such a nice card.
He would have lethal with Emperor since he has execute. But okay, now he can't. Bro, the thing is, does he want to use his charger now to get the Grim Patron and execute Twilight Drake? He only has one more execute. So you want to... This is his only removal, execute.
So if you're subtle, you have to be thinking if your opponent has another threat or not. Apparently he decided that, you know, it's worth to execute the 5/11 Twilight Drake on your opponent's side of the board, and I cannot fault him for that because there's no other way to efficiently get past through this. So you have to basically say that if you have another threat, then it's game over. But at least that puts him in a nice position overall. So he's gonna play the Grim Patron. That's gonna... Oh, there's an Emperor for Aless, so he gets to go Hellfire into his own Emperor after, of course, attacking face with a Defender of Argus.
And now he knows that Sol doesn't have any executes left, so it will be hard for him to deal with this Emperor, because usually you only play one Cruel Taskmaster, so he can't Cruel Taskmaster hitting it with Frostbite. So, but okay, he does not play Hellfire. It's pretty risky. Yeah, no, obviously he just kills the Grim Patron. My bad.
Okay, he's gonna go ahead and do that. He gets to keep the Hellfire, and I cannot fault him for that, but at the same time, you do not have the full combo in hand, just the 2 pieces, which I guess they're enough. But that means that the Death Bite can take care of the Emperor. That's reduced, although that means that your opponent is pretty low in life as well, like relatively low if you're thinking about the combo. So Balrate is gonna be... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna he's in combo range.
Yeah, he's in combo range, yeah. I mean, you cannot fault him that much, like there's not many things that he can do from this position. Like, you're gonna take damage no matter what, your opponent has a board and you have no more spell based removal. So if there's a combo, that's game over right now. Unfortunately for Alice, there's not. But this is still a really nice spot for Alice to be in. Like, he's pressing his opponent so much.
The problem here is the Emperor. Where is the Emperor? If he would have got the Emperor 3 rounds ago, he would have won now. Like, he
of
has
course.
Warsong with double Berserkers, with the Unstable Ghoul, with the Whirlwind. That's like it's beyond 30 damage, so
Yeah, it's
he's
like
not getting it.
Yeah, it's the same thing with all those decks that are based around, having Emperor in order to have those truly explosive turns. Sometimes you do not get to the Emperor. Sometimes you do not get to that key card. Like if you have the Phase Mates, there are so many games where you do not get to see your Alexstrasza, and I guess the Emperor is the same for the Grim Patron that we see here. So it's gonna be double Frothing Berserker and gonna be Whirlwind plus the buff, so that's plus 6 damage to its Berserker.
It's not lethal though, I think, but it's a lot. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to even try to count this. Is it lethal?
No, it's lethal.
Is it? It's lethal?
Yeah. It's plus 5 to its Berserker, so its Berserker is
13,
so it's
exactly lethal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 28 on the board, yeah.
Okay, I didn't count that. Exactly lethal. And Alex did need one more for his combo. Didn't get it. Like, how do you even prepare for that? Like a 30 damage round? Can't.
You don't. That's why the deck is so good, because you cannot do anything. If they have the double Frothing Berserker, then basically there is nothing you can do, and that's why it's so hard. I mean, I would give Aless the edge, but those kind of decks usually run out of steam. Like, you don't have sufficient pressure, and that results in giving your opponent more turns. And of course, it's easier for the Warlock to come into combo range, easier at least than what the Warrior who stacks armor and whatnot. So let's jump straight into the next game, and we have settled on Paladin and less on what seems to be Face Hunter, judging from that Vorgian Infiltrator in his hand.
Yeah, and it's an aggro Paladin. I want to say that now when he lost with his Warlock as well, he did show that he has the combo Warlock, and he doesn't have to play it, but now it's harder to play it again because you want the surprise effect with it. For me, the game has bugged, by the way. Have they started playing?
Oh, no. For me, the game is bugged as well. Oh, yes. Come on. Blizzard, please. We need to see some games.
That's okay. Yeah, it's like, the more they fix the game, the more bugs it gets.
Yeah, this is like the programmer's nightmare, where you get to, you fix a bug and then all of a sudden 20 others appear or something. And yeah, that's to be hard.
Well, I'm in game right now, at least. I do only see Alex card right now. He played a Worgen Infiltrator, and no big surprise there. Sodal played his Leaper Gnome, no big surprise there either.
Yeah, and what happens in this match is that cards like Divine Favor are basically useless, and the big cards are Unleash the Hounds, of course, and Explosive Trap for obvious reasons, but the thing is, the Paladin can actually heal. Like, your weapon as a Paladin heals you for 2, which is very important at some stages in the game, and on the other hand, cards like Equality, for example, are, pretty useless.
This is very interesting, though. Do you see what's happening now? He's a Face Hunter, but so Sodal is like, he's suspecting the Explosive Trap, which means he wants to trade here, and while trading, he's going to lure the Snake Trap out, and he has nothing to deal with it.
And that's a pretty good play by Aless, to be honest. Like, baiting your opponent into thinking that you have, a different trap than what you have face down is, of course, very profitable in this match. And we're on turn 3, so it makes it really hard for Sodal to answer this whole board. Like, even if you get the perfect jungle, it still doesn't matter. Because
by killing that Abusive Sergeant, he's kind of showing that it is kind of showing that he doesn't have the Consecration, or is just tricking that I do not have the Consecration. And that's Hoffer. This is
The worst one, yeah.
This is a pretty awkward turn because even if he kills off the knife juggler here with the 2 snakes, Toddle with his paladin will be able to trade this Worgen infiltrator off with the offer.
Yeah, the thing is, in those kind of matches, you want to have something like, you know, you want Misa, you want Leok, you want the kind of stuff that has 4 health, not the kind of stuff that has 2 health. Of course, you need Heifer if you have a way to, you know, make it so your opponent doesn't have a favorable trade. And this is exactly what happened here. Like, okay, yes, you took so much damage, but you're in no way able to prevent that Golem from dealing 10 damage to you. That's 6 damage right now and 4 damage in the previous turn.
Yeah.
Of course,
now it's going to be a race here, but Solol has 2 Blazes of Might in his hand. And Alish has 2 kill commands.
Yeah, I would put Blessing of Might in a better spot, because if you cannot deal with a minion, then you're basically taking so much damage. Like, if Alres hadn't traded there, I think that trading is very correct. If you're subtle, you want to split your Blessing of Might. Like, you want to put one in the minion that doesn't matter and one in the minion that matters. Like, I don't agree with this split at all.
Well, he does 12 damage, so...
Yeah, but the thing is, I would have liked to see one of the Blessing of Mights on, you know, the Arcane Golem, but I guess, you know, at the end of the day, the differences are very minor. And double kill command is going to be used, and we see Leroy Jenkins in Aless's hand. And Aless is thinking about whether he wants to attack with a weapon or not. I think you have to go for it, because if you top deck a bow, that's 5 mana for Leroy plus the bow. And what Aless was thinking is, if your opponent makes a token, you're in no way able to deal with it. So Aless is alive by... no,
so
Aless
he has
yeah.
lethal here.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do. He needs to draw his true silver champion here, or his own Leroy. So Alish takes this game and makes it to a 1-1, and this makes it the whole series to a 3-3. So yeah, it's going like we thought. This would be a pretty even game.
Mm-hmm.
And
it is actually, it is a pretty even game. Like, we saw 2 very good aggro decks. Like, I really like Leroy and Jenkins in those kind of matches, matchups, like the aggro matchup, because Leroy is basically, you know, the, how do you put it, the neutral fireball or whatnot. Yes, you pay cost to use it, but it's very good in those kind of matches. Do you think that the aggro paladin has an advantage in this match, or do you think they are, as you said, pretty even?
I think it's pretty even. It depends a little bit if some aggro paladin plays the consecration and some doesn't. But we are heading into the game now. Soddle is playing his aggro paladin again, and Alish. Okay, I don't know what I'm seeing now. We are seeing a pirate rogue. We're seeing a pirate rogue.
This is so next level meta. I cannot even like.
Okay, so he went through with. Okay, he has consecration. He's playing consecration aggro paladin.
Oh, come on! Don't throw away the pirates. We need the pirates. Come on, Aless.
He threw away the Mukla with coin. Isn't turn 2 Mukla pretty good?
Yeah, but against that sort of deck, apparently not. But this is gonna be insane. This is you need a weapon buff. I hope this works out. We're watching Les playing Pirate Rogue, and I don't know if he's trolling or not, or if he thinks this deck is good, but I'm really excited to see this deck. So he's gonna go face with a Vortian Infiltrator, pass the turn back, and now Les is gonna go crazy as...
Coin SS7 agent, obviously. Well, he has the Blade Flurry. That was he needed to clear the board with a Deadly Poison. And the ship's cannon, yeah, it's pretty cool, this.
I was gonna say, before he top decked the ship's cannon, he could, you know, keep the coin and go ship's cannon into a pirate, and that would have been totally amazing. But yeah,
but he didn't have a one. He didn't have a one cost.
No, for turn 3 with the coin. Okay. So this is gonna take care of one of the guys, and starting next turn, like if he gets a weapon buff. Imagine if he gets a Deadly Poison, he can go ahead and use Deadly Poison, play the ship's cannon, and play basically 2 buffed pirates for free.
Well, the problem here is the 5/5. Can I deal with this? It's 2 damage.
Yeah, and you want the ship's cannon to hit it. You have to hit it. Come on. Go Sips
No.
Cannon.
Oh.
No.
Okay, so this is an interesting turn. However, Sol does not have a pretty good answer. The consecration is not killing off anything. So
I'm assuming that Subtle wants to go ahead and play the minions that don't have charts. Like, you know your opponent's gonna trade, and you want to pressure him as much as possible. And your opponent's playing Pirates at this stage of the game, so I'm not really sure what do you expect from his deck.
well, now it's going fast. The thing is, from Alex's point of view here, we will probably just see a Blade Flurry. It's gonna be an amazing Blade Flurry. After that, he might. But then, okay, so he plays his Dread Corsair first. Dread Corsair into Blade Flurry.
Now, there's an argument to be made about keeping the weapon, about making a new weapon and taking care of the Ardent Squire, but I guess you can do that with your minions, so you do not care about that much. And
I think this is one of the more obvious plays to do here because he has 15 hit points. So this is the problem with the aggro paladin though. When you lose steam, you really lose steam.
like you cannot come back, yeah.
Exactly. Like with the Hunter, you still have your hero power. You will put out 2 damage every round. Now you get your reinforce out, but Alish as a rogue will just be able to deal with one of the smallest, the dudes as we call them all the time.
Let's see, Azales finds his own Ardent Squire, so the board is going to be pretty nice for him. He gets to play both guys. Ardent Squire into Dread Corsair, and you can take care of the token because you do not want to, you know, you do not want your opponent to buff that token for no reason. And there we see Subtle top decking. This is actually the problem that many aggro decks have, like Subtle top decked a minibot, and minibot doesn't have charts. So when this Arcane Golem dies, that's gonna be it for your burst damage, you know, concerning what you have in hand. And I mean, that's gonna be pretty hard. Although I have to imagine that unless is not... Oh no, he can play double... this is Pirates, so he can play double South Sea Deckhand, right? Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is, yeah.
Yeah. If he would get a Deadly Poison now, it would be awesome for him. Now he doesn't have it, so... Blade Flurry, South Sea Deckhand into the 2-2.
And you use Cold Blood on... not South Sea Deckhand, I guess you can use Cold Blood on the guy with the Divine Shield, and you can trade that way. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, I was totally... I was totally thinking wrong there. That was, of course, the right play. Especially since he used the owl the last turn. He knows that this 5-1 with the Divine Shield is just going to sit there. And now Alish is sitting on 9 damage. But he's getting pretty low. Sodal might draw he has True Zero Champion and he has Leroy Jenkins. And might have another Arcane Golem.
Oh, that's gonna be very, very hard for Subtle to deal with. Because if
he doesn't need to deal with it. He just needs to top deck now.
Okay, that Leopardom attack. Oh, come on. That Leopardom attack didn't make any sense. I mean, like, you can leave the Leopardom where it is. You're basically taking away your opponent's ability to.
But this is game.
Lethal. Yeah.
This is game. Alice won.
Next turn. Yeah.
I think he had maybe 3 outs. It depends if he plays Leroy. It depends if he plays 2 True Champions. It depends if he plays 2 Arcane Golems. So he had at least 2 or 3 outs there.
Okay, so unless he's gonna take it, and as you said, he had like 2 or 3 outs, and unless had lethal on the board, I wasn't counting the South Sea, the South Sea captain. So unless takes a game with Pirate Rogue, how do you like that? I mean,
that is pretty amazing to be honest. So we have a 2-1 lead for Alesh. I'm really happy that we did see a Pirate Rogue. Really, I'm really happy.
It seemed to work. Like, yes, it was an aggro matchup, but you know, unless
the game bugged so the viewers can't see it. They didn't see the killing blow. Okay.
So basically, Les had a board of Satsi Deckhand, sorry, Captain, a buffed Pirate, and an Argent Squire that was buffed by Blessing of Might, and Subtle didn't draw lethal that turn, so Les, won this game.
He was at 3 or 4 hit points. I can't remember now. If he was at 3 hit points, okay, then Wolf Riders would have helped as well if he's playing that. So Sodal did have a lot of outs, probably.
Okay, so let's head straight into the next game, and it's gonna be Subtle playing the Archer Paladin that we just saw, and it's gonna be a less that on the Paladin side, but it's gonna be on the mid-range Paladin. What do you think of this matchup?
I think the mid-range Paladin is in favor here. He has the heals, he has the consecration, and that's kind of what you need. I mean, he has the consecration in his hand, and as I said, Aggro Paladin is running out of steam pretty fast. I haven't seen any Divine Favor yet in Subtle's deck in 2 games. I don't know if I should be worried.
Yeah, maybe he didn't draw into them. Like, all the aggro decks usually have very short games, so you might not see all the cards even after 2 or 3 matches with them. But the thing is, Aless, right now, as you said, has a pretty nice matchup because next turn he's going to be able to use the Consecration, and he's going to follow it up with the Sludge Belcher. And even if he wants to play around the Divine Favor, he has to keep his hand count low. So he might go for not all of the he might go for plays that empty his hand and do not keep match staff on the board. Do you agree with Master of Battle here?
Yes, I would. Now he kill off this 2-1. It's hard to play around Consecration, but now it's a perfect Consecration into Sludge Belcher. And the thing is, with the Control Paladin or mid-range Paladin, you can say whatever you want about it. They usually now run the T-kill bot and the lay on hands. So I think Aggro Paladin is a lot less favored in this matchup. A lot.
Okay, so we see double Knife Juggler from Sodal, and that actually will make it so that the Sludge Belcher is beatable. So there's an 1-drop, so I guess Subtle can try to get a damage on the Sludge Belcher using his Vortian Infiltrator.
I would use True Sealer first. Just saying that, pointing out.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But now it got perfect anyway. But I mean, if it would get 2 hits on the Sludge Belcher, it would be 1 damage missed.
Yeah, of course. And the thing, I was going to point out that Subtle used the Vortian Infiltrator over the Leopard Gnome, and that's correct because, Leopard Gnome is basically 2 points of damage no matter how you cut it. Like, only Silence deals with it. But the Vortian Infiltrator is not guaranteed 2 points of damage, going into the game, and unless gets perfect jungle.
Perfect knives. Perfect knives.
This is a trained knife juggler. Like, you can see, this guy is spinning knives all over the place. He knows what he's doing. Like, Subtle's knife juggler is actually very good himself, but Alex has the golden one, so props to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the last one was not that good. He could have hit the knife head so we could clear board, but you can't get everything in your life.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 mana now, and this is where Subtle needs to make a decision now. But he knows that Consecration is being used. He's going to play Arcane Golem as well.
And he wanted to play that first because Subtle realized that because you have a chance to take less damage if if your Knife Juggler kills your opponent's Knife Juggler.
And also a higher percentage to even hit a minion. Like now it was 33% it hits your face. Before it was 25. So.
And this is the stage of the game where one of the players stabilizes.
This is really risky by Alesh. It was just 4 damage off.
But if Alesh doesn't die, then he basically wins the game. Like you cannot get over that 8 damage heal backed by a big game hunter or whatnot. So. Oh no, Scratch that is going to be Pilot Shredder plus an Attic Healbot, and Les is in the lead suddenly. And Subtle doesn't have a lot of time to top deck something. Even we didn't see one Sludge Belcher, so that means there is still Tyrion in Aless's deck. There is still another Sludge Belcher and maybe Defender of Argus or a cog hammer.
It's absolutely a lay on hands there. So
Yeah, of course, that one.
how much he will get 3 damage? Okay, we have the game bite again. You can't see, but it looks like Alish is taking this. Even he has 22 more hit points to go through, but he keeps stabilizing the board.
Yeah, I mean
Clearing.
after that turn, like after Doctor Boom hits the board, Alice missed the bot here, so okay, maybe that doesn't matter. But yeah, the thing is, so Alice has lethal next turn, and there's no card in Sottle's deck that.
And it's over. Alish takes it. Is that 3-1 Alish, right?
Yeah, yeah, and that makes the total score 5 games for 5 games for mYinsanity, and if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be 3 games for H2K.
3, yeah, exactly. It's 5-3 right now, and still Alish goes 3-1. The way he does it with the
fantastic,
pirate roll.
I can see why these guys wanted to see a lesson stream. Like this pirate rogue, I mean, you always see some streamer playing it, and you're not really sure if it works or not. You want it to work, but when it does, you feel good about yourself. Like good stuff happens. So, if I'm not mistaken, there's gonna be we're gonna have a 3-minute break until the next one, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
so we go for that now, then, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be Indiren versus Mirari when we come back. Don't go anywhere, guys. You're watching the Gamers League. And this is mYinsanity versus H2K. We will be back in 3 minutes.
You will be my love tonight, baby. Follow me, follow my soul. I will be your precious light, baby. Swallow me, make me whole. And I'm going out of control, yeah, yeah. Dance with me, baby. Take over my soul. Yeah, yeah, out of control, yeah, yeah. Yeah, take over my soul, yeah, yeah.
far can we push?
Okay, welcome back. The last series today will be between Indran versus Mirari. We have a 5-3 lead for mYinsanity. So Indran really needs to show off here. He needs to take a 4-0 win to win the series, and a 1-3 would make it even. So what do you think, Nick, about?
I mean, I've seen Enduran play in many other tournaments, so I had the chance to, you know, cast his games before, so I know him to be a very methodical player. So I'm expecting a very good match from him. Mirari, on the other hand, is particularly new to me. Like, I know the name, I know that he's some kind of an old-timer, I would say, if you can say that for Hearthstone players, I guess. And yeah, also a very well-known player, and I do think that these players are going to have a very great match. And, that very great match for me is, aggro and aggro and action, because you get all these decisions, like you have to count the damage, you have to go face, maybe, flex your finger as you throw the ball to your face and whatnot. No, jokes aside, these aggro and aggro matchups are the reason why I believe people that are saying, aggro decks are easy, are wrong. Like, there are so many decisions that you might lose you the game in the long run. And I do like to see those games, actually.
Yeah.
What do you...
Well, I think one thing is interesting. Like previous games, it's like they have been discussing with each other, and many of the players are playing similar decks as their teams, like because they are probably like discussing what is best right now. And all suddenly he just comes up with Alice comes up with a pirate rogue. So I don't really know what I'm expecting to see for decks right now. I haven't seen. Did we see a mage? We did not see a mage, right?
No. We didn't get to see a mate from neither of these two teams. So I want to see something like a bird mate, not a tempo mate, a bird mate, like leopard, like the one that was played in the World Championship, where you had ice block, and all these arcane golem freeze effects, go for face. I want to see something like that. I'm thinking this would be really cool to see. I can't.
But does it work? It can't only be cool, it has to work as well.
Like, Tidler used to run so hot with this deck, and all of a sudden he disappeared. And I'm all for the decks that disappeared, actually. And yeah, also, I'm guessing, let's talk about the decks a little bit. We have endurance decks. He's gonna be playing warrior, hunter, warlock, and mage, if I'm not mistaken.
And paladin. We don't know the ban.
Yeah, we do not know the ban, so there's a paladin here. And let's see right now. So if we follow your logic, which is, the teams discuss things that they think are good, which is very sound, and we expect them to have an aggro paladin, patron, hybrid hunter, warlock has to be, I don't know, the demon thinking that we saw.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, they were the team that did that. Swish, how to say it? Warlock with Jaraxxus.
Mm-hmm.
So we have seen interesting decks today, to be honest. We have the combo lock, we have the Lock with the Jaraxxus, and we had Pirate Rogue.
Yeah,
So...
I mean, do you think Mirai is going to be playing a Pirate Rogue as well? Like, maybe Aless is in the Skype call with the rest of the team, and he goes like, I know how to break this meta, guys. It's Pirate Rogue.
Maybe like, okay, if Alice has trained it, and okay, if they sit on Skype and help each other, they might just do it. But now they've shown it. I don't know. I don't know how even to discuss Pirate Rogue. So
yeah, I mean, how can you like? Do you play Captain's Pirate? Like, I am sick of getting Captain's Pirate out of Web Spinner and not be able to get anything.
You don't. I mean, Sixo got rank 1 legend with Pirate Rogue. That's pretty impressive. Like, I don't know if it was rank 1 during the season. I don't remember right now. I think it was like the first legend of the season with Pirate Rogue.
Oh, okay.
and that's pretty fucked up good to
Yeah,
do that.
I mean, I've met Zix in person when they came to Greece for the tournament that we were hosting, and if there's any guy that can do it, it's probably Zix. He plays so many hours. And yeah, but I don't know. Like that pirate road seemed decent at least, and
Well,
yeah,
you kind of need like it was a tight game. He has 3 points left.
yeah, of course.
And by the way, I see in chat now that Sottle writes 3 games with Aggro Paladin, no Divine Favor. I
Of
was
course.
actually start to wondering, like, we didn't see a Divine Favor in 3 games. Is he like doing next level of Aggro Paladin without Divine Favor or something? But he just
Like,
didn't get him.
like you expect the mirror match and you get the divine favors out and you roll like that. Yeah, pretty good, I guess. And let's see let's see if the players are in game actually, because we've talked a lot about their list and whatnot. Oh no, they're preparing to battle each other. Okay. And
Well,
yeah,
they are preparing, but I heard rumors about they are like last game doing a how do you say it? Just practice game first
okay.
to see that everything works for the production, everything. Like that's why I thought I had a bug when I go in and I see 2 priests with yetis in them. It's like okay,
Yeah, it's like when you, because on my side it was how do you not blood Phenoraptors. So I'm like new meta guys or stuff. I don't know. I'm really excited to see this pirate rogue working. I was really excited to see the the Aggro Paladin, because I was away from Hearthstone for a whole month and I come back and this is actually very good. And what else? We saw the OTK Warlock, although it didn't get win, but it was a close game. Like if he would have gotten another power overwhelming, it would have been game. If he didn't have one more minion on the board, then Ales was still in this game because he wouldn't have gotten OTK'd by double fourthing Berserker. So yeah, it seems like the players are ready.
now they are in game, so I'm asking for the invite. So okay, we might come into a practice game here now, so we won't get shocked like last time.
Yeah, we're ready for this. Like, no, it doesn't seem like it seems like a normal game, right?
I'm not. I haven't got the invite yet, so I don't know. Are you in?
Yeah, it's Mage versus Hunter. Let's see if it's
Mage versus Hunter, interesting. They might try with the basics. I guess you noticed instantly.
Okay, let's see.
They are in game, but we are not. Okay, now I can spectate one of them now.
Okay, so let's jump straight into the game, and let's see. This is the final game of the series for today. As it was mentioned before, the score is 5-3 in favor of mYinsanity, and if they can, anything, if anything can happen is, this score is reversible. That's all I'm saying, and because it's reversible, that means that either team has the chance to win. And it's gonna be Freeze Mage versus Hunter. Indirian is on the Freeze Mage plan, it seems, and Mirari is playing Hunter.
Yeah, so I suspect that he banned the warrior then to take the mage.
This is what you talked about. Like, if you want to play Freeze Mage, you have to ban the warrior, because even the patron warrior can, very easily, if they know you're the Freeze Mage player, they can, gather the, double armor smith combo, like fill the board with patrons, play double armor smith, whirlwind, basically have to as many, whirlwind effects as possible, and then you cannot win. So yeah, I'm assuming warrior get banned, and there we see right now mid-range Hunter versus what seems to be Freeze Mage. And
it's a Freeze Mage, and he got his ice block up, so
yeah.
I don't know if that's what he wants, because he has an ice block in his hand as well. Versus the Hunter, he do want the ice barriers. I still favor the mage in this matchup actually.
Yeah. Like
Is
all
Mats.
these, yeah, all these 4 drops in Mirai's hand are so hard to get some damage through. So Enduran will have a lot of time in his hand, and a lot of time for freeze mates means that he's, getting closer and closer to his end game. And how do you think Mirai should approach this matchup? Like, he has a bad hand. What he can do about it? What can
Well,
he do
right now,
about it?
he will just see what comes out from this Pyro Shredder. I guess Indran will attack it with his Mad Scientist and then ping it. Indran does not have that good hand. So, but he has to ping this. He wants to play Doomsayer pretty soon as well. So, okay, we wait and see what's happening here.
Okay.
And he's getting into Micro Machine, so yeah, he will play Doomsayer straight away instead to stop the damage. Even if he can kill this, he still has to go for 7 damage or a silence. And as we can see, Mirari has no answer to this, so he will just attack for 2 damage. He does not want to proc the Ice Barrier, or did it bug for me?
No, I'm backed out of the game, so I'm just rejoining the game right now, and there we see Enduran having Antonidas Icelands in his hand, so this is going to be very good because Icelands can stem the bleeding a lot, and yeah, Mirai is in pretty hard spot because he cannot pressure his opponent enough, and like this turn 6 play is actually very bad because he has no pressure on the board and he has pretty much nothing else going on. So let's see, Mirai's hand has a lot of direct damage, but that's just about it. And
Yeah,
I don't.
well, he has a bow is pretty good, and he has 2 kill commands, so we will have the things to finish Indran off. However, I would feel pretty stable in Indran's position right now. Can he do this second Arcane later? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I think he can.
He has 9 now.
Yeah. 3, 6, 9. So next turn he does a burden card. And he found Alex. He has Alex and Archmage, and he has AoE. He has a second ice block in hand, and it doesn't look like Mirari is going to be able to get through the first ice block much. That's the second one. So I'm imagining it's going to be Flame Strike into maybe Blood Mage and Blizzard, and then Alex Straza your opponent's face or whatnot. This is a very hard game for Endearan to lose, basically.
Problem he does right now. He does not have the burn potential to burn 15 damage. He only has 6 damage, but he will obviously get it probably. Even if he doesn't get it, he can play Archmage Antonidas into Icelands to get the extra damage. But as you said, your play is pretty strong. He has 2 Blizzards. He can just waste one right now. He could do like you said, like Blood Mage and Blizzard, or only Blizzard.
Oh, there's the second Iceland. So you can go get the fireballs first, because it's gonna be if you have to kill the knife juggler. You can do. I'm thinking if you can do Archmage on the night as using Icelands, but the thing is you play right into something like an owl. So what you can do is, play the Blood Mage, use whatever you want. Like you can play the Blood Mage, use Blizzard, and the next turn you can use Antonidas Icelands your opponent's face, or Alex Straza, and then you go Antonidas into that, and your opponent cannot kill you because his hand is a mess, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of like your play actually, because it will clear the board, and Mirari as a hunter can't do 17 damage with an empty board. However, he now has a sheep animal beast, of course, and will have 2 kill commands, but he has to waste them on this Archmage.
Let's see. So yeah, if you are in Endearan, you're pretty happy about this because that means that you do not have the full damage yet, but it's pretty close. So it's gonna be the Alex turn, most likely.
So okay, so how much damage does Indron have in his hand now? With the Blood Mage, he has 7. Okay, he draws his second fireball now, so he's pretty. Okay, he's not pretty sure anymore, thanks to that Lothar blow.
Okay, so okay, Lothab is fine, I guess, but I don't
Okay,
really.
he's not proccing this ice
No, no,
block, so that's it. This is game.
no, he can hit with a
He's
bow.
he is proccing me in, but I mean he's playing like hoping that Indran is not having his second ice block. But
Yeah, but I think no, wait. Indiran. Oh no, there's a frostbolt, so Indiran now has the damage to win on the next turn. So what's gonna happen is
he had
if
it anyway since he had 2 ice lances.
no, he used one on the
Yeah, he
juggler.
did. Okay, sorry, my bad. So he kind of top decked that one then, I guess.
Yeah, because that Lothab was so clutch for Mirari because Indiran doesn't have 2 turns. He has only 1 turn, and that's gonna be it. And let's see. Oh no, that's my bad because he has a ping as well. So what would happen is Indiran couldn't lose this game because he could ping his opponent's face, then go Blood Mage, Fireball, and that's exactly game in 2 turns.
So he had it all along if Mirai
Yeah.
didn't have the Kasami stick. Okay, so
So-
Indran takes the first game here, makes it 4 to 5, we should say. So mYinsanity is still in the lead, but Indran needs to do a 4-0 win here to give his team this win tonight.
And it's gonna be pretty hard for Indiran to because he needs to win in a convincing fashion. But I still have great faith into him as a player. I might be biased because he's the only guy that I have seen playing other than Aless. But I think he's gonna do just fine as we're waiting for the next match to go underway here. And what do you think of that phase mage? Like, as you said before, if you ban Warrior, how good is phase mage in a tournament setting like that?
I think it's very strong right now. It's good versus hunters. It's not good versus druids though. Handlocks is, but it's very good versus Zoo, and it's just like one of these decks that you very often gets to draw every card, and that's what you need. Like you will get your win with it, just like Patron. It's just like versus Warrior, it's such a bad win ratio, so I don't like it when you can't ban it.
Okay, so let's jump into the next game, and we're gonna have Mirari on the team's Paladin deck, and it's gonna be playing against what seems to me like either a hybrid hunter or a face hunter.
Okay, so I was screen bagged, so you don't see, but it was 2 quick shots in Indran's hand, and now we see Gevsuka and Abusive Sergeant, so an explosive trap. So right now it looks like a face hunter, but we have seen various of traps this night. One explosive, one snake trap, one misdirection. So it's too early to say.
Okay, so let's see right now as this seems to me like what you described as a very even game, although I have to give the advantage to Endearing because Glevzuka is such a nice mid-range card when it comes to, being able to deal with minions. Of course, Shielded Minibot always being very hard for Hunter.
He top decked that one, and if he does not get off the Divine Shield here, Mirari has a really good Blessing of my target, and Indran is not sitting on a silence right now, so this is not a good turn for Indran. I mean, if he would coin out Animal Companion and get the Hoffer,
I would just coin out the Eaglehorn Bow because you have the trap. So the thing is, if you use Animal Companion, what's going to happen is your opponent's going to buff his Minibot. If you get one of the 4 toughness guys, and he is going to be able to deal with it. If you get Huffer, then it doesn't really matter because he gets a free trade, establishes the board, and then you have to play catch up.
He doesn't even need to play Blaze of Might here. He can play Abusive Sergeant on his
Yeah.
Like
any buff card actually works. So right now, yes, you can play the explosive trap, but what happens if your opponent has a divine favor in his deck? Like, this is the only place where Divine Favor actually gets any value in this matchup. And, I mean, you can avoid it if... if you play around it, but I guess that's fine as well. Playing the ball is fine. I really like playing the ball because that lures your opponent into playing more cards.
Yeah, that's true. So Mirari wants to play the Wolf Rider here, I guess. Does he want to be even more aggressive and play the Blaze of Might? Like, if Indran really lured him out now and he's going all in, like, he does not have the explosive trap. It's 7 damage he's looking at.
And the thing is, right now, if you are Mirari and let's say you're playing the Divine Favors in your deck, you have to play that Wolf Rider and that Blessing of Might. Yeah. No, he's gonna go for the token.
He's taking it chill. Like,
Okay.
he's preparing for the explosive trap, so...
Yeah,
This
but
is... This is how would you do this? You're down at 22 hit points. You kind of need to stabilize soon. The problem is if you're playing an explosive trap and Mirari, as the paladin, has a Blessing of Kings, for example.
he has a Cog Hammer. We saw that in his Mulligan.
So let's see. Who won game 1? Let's see. We have Indra won the first game.
Indra won the first game with his face mates against Mirari's Hunter. And now we have Indiran on Hunter himself and Mirari playing the Aggro Paladin. Like, if you play Explosive Trap, there are not many things that punish you. I guess there's an argument to be made about playing, Knife Juggler, playing Haunted Creeper and the Explosive Trap. But that just seems weak to me. Like, unless Mirari is playing something like Defender of Argus in his build, maybe.
Have you bugged out because he's not doing anything?
Oh, is it?
Even it bugged out or Indran has lagged out?
I don't know. Is it? I guess.
I'm a bit confused right now. So we don't see them touching any cards, so we will assume they have. Bugged out. I will try to leave and inspect it again. It's bugging for you as well, right?
Yeah, and I have to leave and join the game as well. And come on, Blizzard, you gave us a Hearthstone spectator mode. I appreciate that. Give us a good one, please. I mean, this tends to happen in a lot of tournaments.
This happens all the time. It's quite annoying, to be honest. But okay, now we're back again. We have... Okay, I can't spec Indran. I have to restart my game, so I guess you will have to take the lead now if you can see what's happening.
Okay, I cannot see what's happening, but at least you can hear us talk, guys. So, yeah, just wait, give us a few seconds to jump back into the game. And Indiran had a decisive turn where he had to play an explosive trap, and I guess that was the play that made the most sense. Like, if you want to go next level, then maybe you want to save the explosive trap, like give the impression that you maybe have like another... Oh no, Indiran is... Okay.
Let's see if we can come in. I just restarted the game. Oh my god, we have this bug. I had this bug when I was casting another.
Okay, so Indiran seems to be disconnected from the Hearthstone service. So I don't know what's going to happen.
So it's Indran that has been disconnected.
Yeah, it was not us for the first time. It was Indiran, and yeah, I don't know what I don't know what's gonna happen now.
We will figure this out. We'll see if Indran can come back in game, and if he disconnected during the game, I will ask Mirari here.
Okay, let's see.
So I would like. It's very hard to give someone favor in that game as well because
Yeah, it was pretty even. It was
Yeah,
pretty
since
even.
he had the explosive trap, he would be able to wipe the board off, and he didn't really have any comeback cards in his hand, the Paladin.
Yeah, I mean it's
Ferrari.
like it's very bad when someone disconnects, but I guess we have to wait and we have to wait and see basically.
Okay,
They
yeah,
are
I got confirmed now at least that he got dropped from Battle.net. So it's not our decision
yeah, of
to
course, of
make
course.
what's happening. So I guess we just have to wait and see what's happening here. For you that just joined, Indran is leading this series with 1-0, but his team, H2K, is down 4-5. So he needs to take 3 more straight wins to win, and he just disconnected. So we don't know what's happening.
Yeah, so we're waiting for an admin's decision on that. Are they gonna replay the game or what are they gonna do? And I know this is very difficult because I have done admin job on many tournaments, and it's always very hard when you have to explain to a player, much less a pro, that unfortunately I have to do X thing because that's what the rules say, and it kind of sucks, but these things happen, and that's why there are rules in place so people cannot take advantage of it or whatnot. Not saying that any player took advantage of it, but yeah, we're waiting for the admin's decision. How do you think this matchup was going to go? Like, based on where we left off, like there was an explosive trap, and that explosive trap was going to be the turning point in this game. But you talked about what's going to happen next. Like we saw him saving up. Like as you said, he was keeping minions in his hand using his hero power, so he was not all in on this plan. How do you think this game was going to go?
Well, it all depended actually if the paladin draw there, like if he would get some way to get a divine shield or a bless of kings to not make his board whole board die from the explosive trap, it would have been hard for him to come back actually. But he did put a lot of damage to Indran's face. He was down at 22 hit points and he had 6 or 7 on the board and a wolf rider in his hand. So he would get him low, but as we have seen, and as I said with the aggro paladin, you can run out of steam, and you don't have that extra damage to pull
Mm-hmm.
off like the hunter do.
Like your hero power is not helping you in any way, and yeah, it's gonna be really hard. Like let's face it, this is gonna be a really hard game for it. So let's see if we're still waiting on an admin's decision as to what's gonna happen, and I guess let's see. I don't know. I cannot connect to the game.
Yeah, and they're not playing it. I think Indran is just bugged out because I see that Mirar is preparing to Battlefriend, and it says Indran is playing.
Yeah. So it's major bug at the moment. So, yeah, just to take a few moments and talk about the whole Gamers League for all of you guys that are joining us right now. You're watching Gamers League, HearthStone Gamers League, and this is basically an 8-week long team tournament where some of the best teams in Europe and in the world in general get to compete against each other, gathering points. So, for each win your team gets, you get 2 points. For each draw your team gets, you get 1 point, and for each loss you get no points. What's going to happen is 3 players from each team are going to play each other in the best out of 4, and your wins, whichever team has the most points actually is declared the winner. And we are just watching mYinsanity versus H2K Gaming. The score is currently 5-4 in favor of mYinsanity. If you want to watch all the action, be sure to visit their website, gamersleague.com, and check the schedule, check out the streamers, check out the casters, awesome guys, I've heard. And also make sure to follow this channel to know when we go live. And this team thing might be the next big thing in Hearthstone. There are so many Gamers League, there are so many team leagues happening. And this is a very good reason to be in the team. So we are waiting right now for the admin's decision as to what's going to happen with Mirari versus Indiren.
I'm speaking with Murray right now, and he says Indran is offline on both Skype and in-game, and
So
no
yeah.
one really know what's happened with him here. So since he's offline of Skype as well, we can do the very bold conclusion that his internet died. Still, he should have a phone or something to pay from. Okay, we don't know what's happening. Indran is gone at least.
Yeah. And also another thing, like, okay, I guess we can feel, the time and whatnot. From the series that we have watched so far, what do you like about, like, what is your overall impression of the two teams? Like, what do you think their strengths are, the weaknesses maybe, and whatnot?
Well, it seems like let's see.
Oh,
So H2K has really picked up with this aggro paladin strat. It seems like it. And I don't know. I'm still a bit confused about this part rogue, but it worked. So if it sounds like a bad idea, but it works, it's not a bad idea, right?
yeah, of course. Like, always when I stream, I'm like, I always try out wacky stuff because I like to do that in every card game that I play, and there are always guys coming to me and saying, okay, why are you playing that? This is not good. This is not good. Like, all of the decks that you see on ladder started out as, as you said, these wacky ideas that didn't seem to make sense, and eventually, it caught up because some guys played it, other guys saw them, they, practiced the deck and whatnot. And I remember Savitz being the only guy that brought Aggro Paladin to tournament. And now all of a sudden it's a tournament mainstay.
Yeah,
So,
it's a new era now. The aggro paladin is back, baby.
okay,
Well,
in Indian reconnected, so
he reconnected. Do you see him?
yeah. Yeah, he's talking to me right now because I used to be an admin in the other tournaments that he has participated, but I'm not an admin in that one.
Where do you see him online? Like in Skype?
He's online in the Battle.net service.
Find him. Yeah, I see him now. Okay. So I guess we make them sort out how they want to do. Like if Mirari will take a win or if he will. I wouldn't say fair because we don't know his point of view. We will see if he will take the win or they will replay this. That's the options right now. Not up to us.
It seems that he disconnected again because I cannot send him any message apparently.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. Yeah, please keep talking. We have so much time in our hands to fill, and yeah. What else did? What other classes do you expect to see? Like, we saw Salmon, we saw Priest, we saw but not so much.
We didn't
Uh,
see Priest.
no,
That was a practice game.
no, in the previous day, on the previous
Yeah,
day.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we did see a Priest there. Well, that's a bit uncommon and as well as a shaman. By the way, Indran just wrote now that his power went out and he's back right now. So, but this is back. Well, it's three classes right now that is what I think a little bit worse than others, and it's priest, priest, rogue, and shaman. Maybe rogue is a little better than the other two, but shaman and priest a little bit weak right now. Meta.
Yeah, most likely. I don't know.
I'm still trying to communicate with Indran here at the same time, so I wonder why I am like
I
confusing how
mean,
much. It's so much now to write, like, what is happening? I want to find out, so I'm trying to write with Mirari, and Indran is trying to get back into the game.
okay.
Now I'm checking with Indran again.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, all these problems are present in a tournament like this, and I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunate for Indian that this happened. Hopefully, this can be resolved in the fairest way possible for both players. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else I can say about this. Like, we're waiting for an admin's decision, basically. And
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think it will be up to Mirari to decide what he wants to do,
yeah,
to be honest.
yeah.
So he might have got DDoSed. I don't know. Like that shit happens. So okay, I think they're discussing right now. 'Cause I asked,
They're discussing it right now, and we're waiting for them to basically tell us what's going to happen. And I don't know, how would you rule it? Like, I don't want to play the devil's advocate here, but personally, unless there was something like written in stone, I guess if I don't know, it seems fair to me that Indian loses this game but gets to continue with the series, because these are guys that are on well-known teams, so the possibility of them trying to cheat or whatnot is not that big, I guess.
well, actually, I don't know.
Hypothetically
Like
speaking.
me personal, I'm a very like sportsmanship is like one of the priorities for me. So if I didn't have a like certain win, I would absolutely replay this game. I know a lot of players that don't share this opinion with me. But if I would feel like I had this game, like this is my game to lose, like he needs a top deck to win, etc., I would feel like, okay, maybe I should take this win. Like it's really hard. It's really hard.
Like, it's really hard because I had this issue on our tournament, like the Razor's Edge Gaming Grand Final tournament that we did, and we basically had Dorrance, who was an invited player, and he came all the way to to Athens, Greece, and he was in the top 4, and he got the power went out for a couple of seconds, of course. No, just sorry. He got disconnected, and he was so far ahead. But the thing is, there was still a chance that his opponent could win the game, albeit a very small one. And my ruling was, because I was an admin in this tournament, that I cannot give you the win, like, because otherwise they were playing for a lot of money and whatnot. So that would have been me favoriting one of the players, and I think that in situations like that, I mean, you have to be absolutely sure that it's lethal. Like, you have one card in the deck and it's Leroy, for example, and that's gonna finish the game no matter what. So that makes it very hard for situations like this to be resolved. Like, even if Indiran didn't have anything in his hand, let's say, no, even if Mirari didn't have anything in his hand, who are we to say that he couldn't have drawn into a divine favor or then drawn perfectly, or his opponent making mistakes and whatnot. So that makes it really hard to judge situations like this, because there's so many variables to take into account, and you do not want to basically show any favoritism. At least this is my perspective, judging this thing.
Well, it's pretty hard. Like you can abuse it. Like okay, then you can disconnect when you're like he's in the lead and sell that. Oh, the power went out. Let's replay. So it's always players that will like abuse the rules, like and bend them. But we're going for a break until this is solved. A 5-minute break, and the admins will try to solve like, will they replay this game or will mYinsanity get the win? So I want you guys to stay tuned, and we will continue with Indran versus Mirari after this. I'm not sure we're going on break exactly now, but I hear like.
I fought
Baby, swallow me, make me whole, and I'm going out of control. Yeah, yeah. Dance with me, baby, take over my soul. Yeah, yeah, out of control. Yeah, 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 take over my soul. Yeah, yeah. Precious light, swallow me. Dance with me, baby. Yeah, yeah, out of control. Yeah, take over.
Okay, so we are back live, and we still have a little bit of problems with the decision making here. Mirari wants to win here, and I guess if he wants to win, Nick, I guess it's nothing.
I mean, I wouldn't fault Mirari for wanting a default win. Like, after all, this is a very competitive tournament, and we're still waiting on the admin's decision because this is a very delicate matter because power cuts and are not, you cannot control them, and it's not your fault, and they're still waiting for an admin's decision. And okay, I guess if you're in Diren, like, the best that you can expect is maybe you get to replay the match. The worst that you can expect is since you disconnected from the Battle.net service, then you lose the whole series. But that's way too extreme. So I'm imagining that the most likely scenario is going to be in Diren taking a loss and then moving forward. But however, that means that Mirari can no longer, mYinsanity can no longer lose the series.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it looks like this is happening because I'm speaking with Mirari, and it says that he knew that he has an explosive trap, and he has 2 Wolf Rider in his hand and a Blessing of Might, so he had the
Okay.
damage to get the lethal. So and that's why I think they should get the win. So
I mean, you cannot fault him for that. Like, this is very, this is something that it's actually correct to do in a tournament like that because you want to win. As you said, sportsmanship plays a very important role, but there's a fine line between trying to be too polite and actually claiming a win when it's needed.
well,
So yeah, let's see.
I mean, we say 1-1, but we are not the admins, and it looks like the admins haven't decided yet. So, I mean, if you see it from all the players' view, like Indra doesn't want to start the game if he is not 100% sure that the admin says that, okay, you lost, you disconnected, you lost. And Mirari wants to win, so he doesn't want to start without taking the win. So
Okay.
we're stuck here.
I mean, it's a very difficult matter. Like, I know I keep repeating myself, but those things are never easy, and they're never easy. They are not easy when you are offline, like when you're not on a stream. Sorry, not offline. When you're not on a stream, and being on stream makes it especially hard in some cases. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we are just waiting. It's like, I don't know how much we can discuss about this. Like,
I know. Let's
so it's okay if we say that Mirari was favored, but it was not 100% sure. It's really hard. Really hard to say.
I mean, it was still anybody's game. Like, honestly, this couldn't have been more than I don't know, 55 to 45% or something for one side. Okay, I mean,
okay, sorry, I'm just trying to solve this.
Okay.
Like, talking with all the players and the admin and see if we can get to a conclusion or a solution or something. But it seems harder than it.
Yeah, it seems harder than it looks. Yeah, and it is actually.
Yeah, because they are playing about money, they are playing about pride, they are playing about being the top 4 to be able to advance. Like, you just don't want to throw away the
Course, yeah.
the game. So we will see what's happening here. Okay, now we have a problem here with connection problem with the admin had a problem with Skype, so his message was not showing.
Okay.
Absolutely perfect moment for that bug. Okay, but he confirmed it there. Okay, it's a 1-1. It's confirmed. It's a 1-1, and they will continue playing. So okay, with telling the players to. Okay. We're telling them to go.
I do believe that the players are already at the stage in the game, and yeah, most likely they will continue playing. Apparently.
Okay, we go on. Damn, that sucks to be in there right now. Like
Mhm.
you know that you have to win 4 games to give your team a win, and you start off by winning and then disconnecting.
I
And
mean, it's hard. It's hard, but still, right now the best thing that H2K Gaming can go for is a draw. Like Indian wins the next 2 games and ties the series 6 games apiece. But it feels like I don't know. It feels difficult, and I would. But this is where being a professional player actually comes into play, where you just stay focused and try to do the best with what you have in your hand. So I expect Indian to live up to this standard and give us a very good next 2 games. Yeah.
so we are just
Let's see.
waiting for Indran to get the message because I don't know what's happening. Like now they stopped their the challenge, right? Now they are
Okay.
hanging
Okay.
out in the main menu. So I don't know what's happening with the players now. If they are not agreeing with the decision, but the admins have made a decision. Okay, he says 2 seconds, so I guess he knows. And hang out in the menu. Okay, it feels like we have discussed everything we can discuss right now. Like this makes it 6-4 for mYinsanity versus H2K. So now all of a sudden Indra needs to take 2 games in a row
In
to
order to tie things up, yeah.
to tie. Like they can't even win anymore. So I guess like psychologically this is not pretty nice. I don't know if
I,
it's still disgusting. So
I mean, it's a pretty bad spot to be in, but you can view it in, you're basically fighting for a point. That's all there is to it. And yeah, I mean, what do you expect right now? Like, because Mirari won with his Aggro Paladin, Indiran gets to keep his Face Hunter. Do you think he's gonna go for the Face Hunter again?
once again, we had this problem the whole evening. We asked the players to send their picks and bans before the games, and we got it from HGK, but we didn't get it from mYinsanity. So it's really hard to predict what they're going to play because we don't know what they have. So we're gonna give them a little slap on the fingers after this series to
Yeah, I
not
mean,
sharing the decks with us.
yeah, for not making the caster's life as easy as it should be. Like, hey, oh come on. I mean,
Yeah, we're having a really okay. Now they're preparing to battle for at least,
okay, so
so
oh
they
no,
will
they're
be
in
in
the
game.
game. They're in the game or not?
Then they're in game. Indran is in the game. Started to spectate.
Okay, so let's go and get ready, as it's gonna be Indiran with Hunter versus Mirror Eyes Maids, and
It's a freeze match. Okay, now it starts to turn out as I said that we will see freeze matches. A lot of
okay,
freeze matches this tournament. So
okay,
okay.
let's see. So at the moment we have Indiran on the uh, Harass Hunter versus Face Maids. Who do you think is favorite in this match?
I still think the mage is
Okay.
favorite versus hunters, but we will see. He Alex Strasa will obviously help him later on, but now he needs the minions and the card draws. The ice barriers is pretty important in this matchup because getting 2 of them, that's 16 extra hit points, obviously. But I don't say that freeze match is a lot favored, but I still think he's favored.
Yeah, and the thing is that Indiren is actually one of the players that will very much think about it, will make the right plays and whatnot. But at the end of the day, this all comes down to, is Mirari playing Healbot in his Freeze Mates deck? Does he have the Ice Block when it's needed? Does he have Alex Traza in his first draw, whatnot? And those are all things that are going to matter. So let's see, as we see Alex Traza in Mirari's hand, and
You see that interesting choice? He chooses to do hero power instead of Argent Squire to make the most damage of his hero power he can versus this mage. Like the minions will come out, he will get his cards will how do you say it, deplete. So he wants to hero power as often as he can, but now obviously he chooses the bow because he wants to deny the card draws. That's the most important thing you can do as Freeze Mage.
Yeah, and of course, it's important to note that if this Ardent Squire was something like a Leper Gnome, then it would have been the same. Like, you forfeit 2 damage, that's basically what the Leper Gnome is going to give you in the following turn. And the thing is that Ardent Squire is in there for the, aggro and aggro matchups. Like, you get 2 trades out of the Ardent Squire, but it's not that important in the Freeze Mage matchup or, basically any other match where you need to, as you said, utilize your hero power in the best way possible in order to get some damage out.
So think of the quick shot now. Probably because he has 2 quick shots anyway, so he won't get this extra card if his hand is empty. So is he thinking of quick shot hero power here, like to really maximum his damage? It looks like that, right?
Yeah, there's an argument to be made about, this explosive trap is basically dead, because the only thing that's going to be hitting you is either, Scientist, Loot Hoarders, maybe Alexstrasza, or the Healbot. And the thing is, if this was turn 3, there's an argument to be made about, using Arcane Golem and going face, because your opponent cannot use something like, an AoE effect yet, because it's not turn 6. It will not be turn 6 even with the extra mana that the Arcane Golem gives you out. But because it would have been turn 6 had he played the Arcane Golem, Enduring chose to just go with a quick shot and the hero power, as you said. And if you're Enduring right now, do you silence the Acolyte of Pain?
Yes, I would do that. For sure.
I mean,
like that's what you want to do. You want to deny the card draws. That's the main thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're wasting a hero power, and these minions that Mirari has on the board are your only chance to activate your explosive trap in this matchup. So, there's an argument to be made about that one because this
Well,
Acolyte
the
of Pain.
explosive trap can also be if he gets Mirari down to 1 hit point. His Ice Block can't proc on its own turn.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So,
that's
of
correct.
course,
That's correct.
he won't need attack, but I mean, in case we come into a place where he has Alexstrasza out and he needs to use Alexstrasza to get the lethal, like, okay, it's very rare. It's very rare, I know, but it.
Yeah,
can
I
happen.
mean, it's a consideration. Like, this kind of play when you're playing against decks that are so different from the norm. Like, you need to be able to figure out that stuff quickly. And here we see that Mirari doesn't have an ice block up yet. He doesn't have an ice barrier. He just has ice lances, which are very useful. But Enduring has quite a bit of damage himself, so he will be able to basically be faster than Mirari because there are no more freeze effects, and Mirari needs 3 turns in order to get Alexstrasza to work. So he's gonna go face.
Well, this is Indran's game to lose right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he has a big advantage. So, Mirari hasn't drawn any secrets at all, and no mad scientists. He's just not getting it right now. There comes the ice block, and Flames like soon, but he has to respect this. It's 10 hit points. How much damage is this? Is it lethal? 2, 6,
It is
9,
yeah.
11. It is lethal. Okay, so Indran takes this game in turn 7. I still think Freeze Mage has the upper hand, but he just didn't get any secrets. Like, if he would survive one more round, he could Alexstrasza himself up.
Yeah, of course, he could Alex Tarzan himself up. If he did get one of his scientists, he maybe could have gotten a secret like an ice barrier or an ice block to, buy himself some time. But that's going to be it. And Indiren is going to take the second game. Indiren hasn't lost a game yet, and that's very impressive for him, but unfortunately, the best that he can hope for is a tie for his team. So, Indiren is playing for the maximum of 1 point for this league, and Mirari is playing for, the 2 points, because if he wins the next game, then everything is fine, and you have Freeze Mates. What a deck to get another win. So, at the moment, who do you think is favored? Like, this is the last game, and there are points on the line. Would you side with Mirari or would you go with Indiren in this one?
I think Indiren is the better player. Like, can't say like that. No, but he has, like, on the paper, he is the better player. And we see Mage. Was this? This is the third Freeze Mage now. Like, didn't we see the Mage in this matchup, or was it last matchup? I'm getting confused now. What did we see the first matchup, Indiren versus Mirari?
Indiren won with his own Freeze Mate. So basically, Mirari is the only player that has the Freeze Mates left.
Of course. Now I'm confusing both of them. Yeah, so this is the third Freeze Mage in a best of 4 we see. Versus, okay, I like this. This is in the favor of, I like this. This is in the favor of the Paladin, especially when you see that Divine Favor in
Yeah, I mean, an argument can be made about that Healbot, but the thing is, that Divine Favor is gonna draw so many cards, because if you get an Acolyte Flame down, then it's all over from there, and that Mad Scientist is good though. That Mad Scientist is good value because it... I mean, to be fair, you can kill it and then use Knife Juggler, but...
I would probably play Knife Juggler here, making Mirari have to use Frostbolt to kill it off. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Now we see Mirari has the anti-kill bot, which makes it even more unlucky last game, and makes it easier for him to win versus Aggro Paladin, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know if I liked... I would have played Knife Juggler and traded, I think.
Yeah, because then only Frostbolt would have been an out there.
Exactly.
And let's see, as Indiren's going to have a very nice turn 4, because right now he's going to play the Knife Juggler, he's going to use Abusive Sergeant, buff his minion, get in for 5 points of damage, and then next turn he can play the Saucy deck and then Divine Favor for a bunch of new cards. And it's very hard for the Freeze Mage, who basically... the way to win the control versus aggro matchup, that this is basically the matchup that we're talking about, is to outlast your opponent, and you cannot do that if your opponent has a bunch of cards in his hand. Like, okay, Indiren do another 3 drops, so he can go ahead and play Master for Battle, South Sea deck, and go face with everything. The next turn refill his hand. It's gonna be very hard for for Mirari to win.
Yeah, Mirari did top deck that Frostbolt to at least not get 4 damage from the Knife Juggler, so... But this is Alcotar, he has to play the Acolyte of Pain on turn 4, you always want to ping it yourself. And now Indiren is sitting on 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 damage in his hand, half of hit points. But we will probably just see a Divine Favor first here, to see what he gets.
Yeah. I mean, Divine Favor draws you 3 cards, so... Oh no, you can do more. Like, you can... Yeah, I like that. You can...
You attack 2 times, so you get more cards.
Yeah. There is an argument to be made for attacking with 2 of the soldiers and using the charge on your weapon to get the maximum value out of the Divine Favor. I guess there's an argument to be made for it, but he's gonna go on ahead and draw himself a whole new hand, and it's gonna be pretty hard for Mirari to win this game.
Well, he still has the... Not really, he has the anti-kill bot, then he has the Blizzards. He has 2 Blizzards in his hand. This means he will be able to stop the board twice. And when Indiren's board dies, turn 6, he has nothing to refuel. But how much damage is this now? It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11 damage. We needs to find 8 damage, and that ain't gonna happen. Ah, we see the King Muck there. It works pretty good with the Divine Favor as well. So
Yeah, of course. And let's see right now. However, endurance hand is pretty heavy at the moment. Like, if you have concentration in your hand, it's pretty hard to get rid of it, especially in a matchup like that. I'm imagining that you do not want to trade because no matter how good Mukla might be, I guess no, because you're approaching a turn where freeze actually matters. But
yeah, well, isn't he giving him 10 cards now? He will make Mirari overdraw, but I still think Mirari has such. Okay, he got a lot of cards now. Mirari do have double Blizzard, so he can avoid damage for a long time. If Indra did not draw his whole deck there and got both his Arcane Golems, it looks like he has 2 Consecrations, so I'm starting to wonder if he has Wolf Riders or not.
okay, so Endurance gonna pass the turn with a full hand, full board, and Mirari at 11 life. Mirari is still 3 turns away from being able to heal himself with Alexstrasza. He's gonna use Blizzard, freeze his opponent's board, and this is basically where the show starts, as we see double Arcane Golem. Arcane Golem is kind of tricky because you do not want to play into Arcane Golem. However, silencing your own Makla and going face, that is something I can get behind. And do you think you can use Knife Juggler?
Oh, right here I think, okay, like he can silence his own King Makla. That's let's see how much mana he has. If he silences that, that's 6 damage. Then he can Arcane Golem down to 4, that's 10, and then he can proc the ice block with his own face. No, yeah, it's his own face. So he's actually proccing the ice block right now. That's making him win this. Wait, did I think wrong? Yeah, of course, the knife factor. I forgot the second knife. But no matter what, he's proccing the ice block, and that should make it a game.
Yeah. That should make it game. And of course, Blizzard is going to be the player. Mirari has to play to his outs, but he cannot do anything for that. He cannot kill his own mad scientist. So this is game and score for Indiran, who takes 3 games to 1 without actually losing a game.
Okay, cool. So Indran wins 3-1. Sadly, he did drop, which makes this game a draw. Or I mean, this series between mYinsanity and H2K. We have a 6-6.
Okay, so welcome back, guys. Let me recap the whole thing for you. This series was between mYinsanity and H2K Gaming, and the final score is 6 games apiece. So both these teams get 1 point each. All of these teams, plus many others, are participating in the Gamers League HearthStone tournament. This is a tournament done over 9 weeks. Basically, all of the teams get to play each other, and they gather points based on how they won, lost, or drew. If as we can see here, we can have a draw in this tournament. If you like the series, we're live 2 times each week, if I'm not mistaken, and you get to see us 3 beautiful casters, me, Silas, and Aquablade. And of course, don't forget to follow the channel if you want to get notified when this goes live. And Silas, any last words?
Yeah,
here?
well, we can. The dates are Monday and Thursdays. We always start the stream 18:30 Swedish time. I say I'm from Sweden. I don't know really what that is. I think it's CMT +1 or something. 18:45 we're starting. 35. Okay. Monday and Thursday. That's the most important thing. And the game itself starts 7 o'clock, and we will have 12 matches every evening. So no matter
that's a lot of Hearthstone. That's a lot of Hearthstone.
A lot of Hearthstone, and it's the top 10 teams in Europe. And right now it's only been 2 rounds, so and no one has 2 wins. So quite hard to see who's the better team. That makes it even more exciting. This is the 4th draw. That's many draws.
Yeah, I mean, this is because a league like this is very, very difficult. Like, uh, six games to each player, and those are all great players. So it's very hard to get an edge over your competition. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a fantastic, league coming. As we get more into it, as the differences get, smaller and smaller, those small losses or small wins actually matter. So that's gonna be it for today. I am That's Not Your. Thank you guys for watching alongside Silas. We're gonna see you guys next time with more Hearthstone here in the Gamers Hearthstone League. So stay tuned, make sure to follow this channel, and see you again next time.
Absolutely. Let's just see so we get confirmation that we are closing the stream here. Okay, so as Nick said, next time.
How far can we push?
You will be my love tonight, baby. Follow me, follow my soul. I will be your precious light, baby. Swallow me, make me whole. And I'm going out of control, yeah, yeah. That's with me, baby.